its own. This is the Tank Museum's Panzer III. This particular Ausführung, or execution, or model we might call it, is an L model, so quite far into the production line. The Panzer III is that classic German tank of the early years of World War II. It's a tank we often see in the images that we associate with what we now know as Blitzkrieg. But it actually had a very troubled birth. Don't forget that after the First World War, Germany, because of the Versailles Peace Treaty, is allowed no tanks at all. It's limited to an army of 100,000 men. Not even an armoured car is allowed. But behind the scenes, the German army very quickly starts experimenting, looking at producing its own tank in the future and how it's going to try and protect itself against tanks. So very early on, they come up with the 37mm anti-tank gun that they put on a small wheeled chassis that can be horse-drawn, and later that gun is actually used on the first models of the Panzer III. Germany in the 30s, we go on to see the development of the tank, but in the 20s, they're trying to work out how to actually build tanks and what engineering skills and how they might even use those tanks. Now, at the end of the First World War, Germany sells a number of LK1 and then LK2, almost tank kits, to Sweden. After the First World War, they send some of the engineers to Sweden to practice the art of putting tanks together, the engineering that's required behind it, and getting people like Hans Vollmer, who helped develop the A7V in the First World War, a German engineer. He learns his trade further in Sweden. They also tie up with the Russians, something
What Jerry's is ours? Can we blow it up now? Sappers on site. What do you need blowing up?
Time for a brew?
What's the task? Section command's done. Let's get men on the front line. Sappers, reported.
Position's ours.
Spark up while there's time. Not had orders in yonks.
Sappers ready.
Royal Engineer.
Taken. Tidy. Time for a brew?
Royal
Sappers
Engineers.
reporting.
What's
Ready.
the Jerry's attacking us. Where'd they come from? Awaiting instructions, sir. Stand down. Hold. He's dead. Sappers, we're ready. Back! Back! What's Jerry's is ours. Can we blow it up now?
Dingo on station.
Moving out, chums.
Dingo scouting ahead.
Come on, chaps, we've got to move. Let's get rolling, lads.
Dingo scouting ahead. Positions on.
Dingo scouting ahead.
Scout car's in trouble here. All right, keep your knickers on.
Sappers, we're needed elsewhere, lads.
Dingo, come on.
A fuel point is being overrun.
All right, keep your knickers on. Cut through them. We've got somewhere to
Eagles will
be.
ever be.
Throw it in reverse. Right, engage with extreme prejudice, lads. We're standing. Infantry's open fire, lads.
Oh, wait, move, boys!
Dingo,
Keep
incoming
fighting!
back.
Yeah, we're moving. Sappers, we're taking that position. Get it, Ansi! Come on, bastards! Take that position!
Scout mirror, signal driver.
Patching it up now. Sappers reporting.
We're losing a fuel point to enemy action.
Stop mucking about. We're up.
The men are eager to fight with valor, Commander, no matter the cost.
Is it round needs
Dingo
taking, boy?
scouting ahead. Combat patrol, boys. Be ready.
Sappers,
We've lost a
receiving
sector
orders.
to the enemy.
Royal Engineers, ready. Sappers, we're not fucking mitching, David. We're taking that position.
Scout, what is
A mortar team is awaiting orders.
enemy infantry getting shot. Sappers reported.
Take it down! Back! Back! Don't fucking stop!
Hold tight. It's gonna get rough. All right, keep your knickers on. All right, keep your knickers on. Back up. Back us up. Vehicle ready. What's Jerry's is ours. Patrol.
Can we blow it up now?
Contact with the enemy.
We're up, lads.
We're in it now.
Now then.
Yeah. You insist. Position taken.
Ready? Awaiting off your asses! Move!
Attention, lads. They're breaking through us.
Us here?
Order. Go. Who's bloody shooting at us? Back up. Back up.
Jerry's got it in for us! They'll break, see? Contact with the enemy!
We're the bang.
They're in it now!
Put down, driver. Make a move. Enemy infantry getting shot. All right, keep your knickers.
Awaiting instructions, sir! Over there! Move! Secure that position! Drive them out! Orders, sir! Back! Back! Awaiting instructions, sir! That capture point needs to be off!
Right.
Man down! Sappers, yeah!
Come on, post up.
3-inch, quietly now. Hold here.
Scout,
Now wipe us up, fuck it.
Fall back. Scout car heading off. Engage on sight. Scout expecting trouble. All right then.
We're losing a fuel point.
I see him. Dingo in combat.
Sappers on site! What do you need blowing up?
Territory lost.
Dingo in combat.
Gurkha rifles have been made available to us.
Up through them.
Awaiting orders! Hold the position! Cavalry can't be too far off!
We're standing by. Engage with extreme prejudice, lads.
Tidy it round now!
Red combat patrol.
Get it, Ansi!
MC's heading.
Give us orders!
Do something.
Sap, stow that gear, boys! Orders! Get moving! Get it, Ansi! Life, boys, give us orders!
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action.
Stop it.
Rain out.
Gurkha rifle section ready and waiting.
Position! Field from
The enemy has claimed a sector.
Orders received! Apparently it's better over there! Move! Sappers here! Move! Awaiting! Yeah, we're moving! Get it and secure that position! Drive them out! Back!
back!
Oh, we're fighting our way through your asses! Move!
Brother, we start with 3. We end with 49.
Mortar bombs incoming! Helmets on! Stop, hold the position!
Proximity alarm. Our territory is under attack.
Get it antsy! Hold the position! Cavalry can't be too far off!
Gents, all impact.
Sappers, come on, back! Back!
Damnation! Sectors in enemy hands.
Into the building. Get cover.
It shall be done! Job's done! Positions up! Get the cover! Right now! Stafford! Fall back now!
Infantry are standing by to deploy.
Move! Move!
A victory point is being overrun.
Get on, seize action!
It's enough. Orders. Those riflemen, they're firing a heavy machine gun. Pull back, now!
Not had orders. We've got orders to
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
Time to march, boys. Little stroll into Jerry's line. Back, full
That's a
straight.
race! Move!
Royal Engineers, ready. What? Oh, we're needed elsewhere, lads. Let's get to it. Sap, we've got orders to move. So move. Promotion! You must be fucking desperate.
Glory or death. We love marching, brothers. Follow.
Sappers, yeah.
Replacements have
Come
arrived.
down! We've got to get there.
The Gakali here and obey.
He's not too pleased.
Let's move, Gakali.
Run, Sappers! Run!
Ready, Para! Hey, Chief.
Awaiting the word to... With all due haste, men. Denying the
More
enemy
stow
of
that
their
gear, boys.
resources.
We're
The
going.
beggars are threatening a munitions point. Additional ordnance is being made available to artillery crews.
Move!
Brother, prepare to move out, brothers.
Contact with the enemy! We're in it now!
We've lost a sector.
Fight as one!
Sappers, we're
Order
moving!
confirmed.
No fucking moaning! Awaiting orders! Shoot enemy infantry getting shot, see that? Run, Sappers! Run!
Gakali are always...
Royal Engineers out of contact. Presumed dead.
Orders, sir! Eyes open, guns up.
Enemy has us pinned down!
Get it, hands! Yeah, we're moving!
Enemy fire is too heavy!
Awaiting orders! Shoot on sight! Taking losses!
Gurkha rifles are being brought up to the front.
Sappers, fall back now!
Have
Driver!
orders.
Driver!
Stay sharp, brother! Send support! We're taking a grenade! Take cover!
The way's clear, boys!
Gakali, we're moving out.
Not had orders. Oh, we're needed elsewhere, lads. Let's get to We're taking that position.
Be ready for all super...
The enemy is trying to take a point from us.
Sappers back, full number.
Flush the
Our enemy is eager to be our way, brothers.
Yes, sir! Marching is what we do! On your feet! Get to it! Carry it out! Enemy riflemen have engaged! Return fire! Run! Retreat! Come on! It has to be! We need Gakali! Head out!
Infantry are standing by to deploy.
We stand ready! Stealing it out from under them!
Listen up, gents. Order has targets. You've got orders?
We're up, brothers. Let's move with a purpose. Gurkhas have somewhere to be. Ready to receive objective. Command has issued orders. Stand by. Taking what is rightfully ours.
Sappers, receiving orders.
Awaiting the word to advance.
Lay out the site. Company
Gakali,
command
the war
post
is
going
this way.
right here.
Denying the enemy of their resources. Gurkhali are always ready.
Sappers, eager as we'll ever be. Position taken. Tidy.
Weapon team, ready.
Received and confirmed. Get your taking what is rightfully ours.
Position taken. That capture point needs to be ours, right?
Area has been secured. Stay alert! This belongs to the Germans.
All right, spit it out. Weapon team.
Mary's got it in for us!
We're heading up.
Keep your head down already! Oh,
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Keep your guard up. You have orders? Then get to it. Have courage, brothers!
Victory point is in enemy hands.
Carly, he's dead! Order received. We need orders. We have our orders. Command has head back to base. Glory. Those mortars are deadly. We're receiving orders. Get going. To the letter. Here we go. That machine gun will try to...
We're losing a strategic point to enemy action.
Listen up. Come on. Go.
Territory sector lost, Commander.
Brothers.
Infantry will pillage anything they need from the enemy.
That gear, boys!
The beggars are threatening a fuel point.
We have our
Sappers
orders.
reporting.
Move out.
Eyes open, guns up. We're taking that
Gurkha,
position.
let's move, Gurkhali. Loud and clear. I'll take the lead. The Gurkhali are
Ammunitions
always ready
point
to
is
fight.
being overrun.
Ready to receive objective. Brothers, listen up.
Sector lost. Repeat, sector lost.
Brothers, back our front line. We're heading out.
We're all four up! Taking fire!
The sector is in enemy control.
They've got us some fire.
A Matilda heavy tank has been completed.
Heavy enemy fire.
Sappers,
We're up, brothers. Let's move with a purpose.
We've got orders to ground needs taken, boys.
Issued orders. Stand by. Denying the enemy of their
We're not exactly inconspicuous,
glory
are we?
or death. Stay alert. Gurkhas have
We those HMG rounds. Protect the infantry.
Sir, secure that position! Drive them out!
Matilda in roll. Touch and run. Back. Target.
Man down! Sappers! Fall
Heavy
back now!
tank. Give them hell and fury. Advance. Close the distance. Starting the patrol. Well,
Fighting our way through!
We fight as one.
right. Infantry, push them back.
Sappers, here! Drive it! Drive it! Back! Back! Don't
Through. Start armor pushing through a blasted firefight. She can take it.
Command, we must take the fight to them.
We're losing a victory point.
Orders received.
Fire
Stand
it
by.
well. Liking.
You can't liberate that point, Gurkha. Yes, sir. Energy captured.
Ready.
We stand ready. Move it now.
Let Matilda take it. Minor damage.
Victory point under enemy control.
Listen up.
As the crow flies, drive a flanking
This is
fire!
now British territory.
Reverse! Getting traction! Armor pushing through a blasted firefight! Matilda! Moving out! Get to work! They're slipping around us! You're not gonna poke holes in us with that!
Sappers, let me guess. We should see the other guy.
You have orders? Pull back now.
Taking what is rightfully ours. Matilda, heavy, bring her to a stop!
Sappers, we're
Drive
ready!
off! Give us a wee bit of distance!
Company CP is taking damage.
Sappers, run! Welders out!
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Shiny! Back up!
Sappers, here!
You boys are getting good at this!
Stand down,
You
fire!
must stay armed and reverse! Push it!
Orders,
The enemy
sir.
has our victory points now.
Christ! We're pinned
We
down!
can't move. Aussie's pinned here. Fucking do
You have command.
something.
The enemy has pushed us back from our sector.
Anyway, find the bump. Try not to hit every bloody thing.
The enemy has engaged our company CP.
Give us some willy! Good, lads! Good! Enemy! Give us some willy here! Good! We're on the
Push
here!
forward. Engage on sight.
Get it and shoot on sight! Keep moving!
Move!
Gurkhas here. What? Take their resources. Deny
Sappers,
them.
we're ready!
Order received.
Combat patrol!
Awaiting
Albert,
instructions,
get to
sir.
work!
He's up and nowhere. He's gone.
Sapper!
Just keep
Back!
fighting.
Fucking stop!
Where do you leave the tanker? Get ready to cause some
Order
grief!
through is dead.
Work!
Welcome back! Retreat!
Head! And good to go. Sit down. Get to work.
Shut it! All of you!
3-inch, ready!
You need to come on, like you mean it.
Airburst shells will decimate enemy infantry
Patching
concentration.
it up now. Attack with the enemy.
Gurkhas, up on
They're
your
in
feet
now.
now!
Enemy has engaged our company CE.
We're in trouble here!
Sapper,
The
they
beggars
score.
are threatening a victory point.
Fire no less.
Awaiting the word to get your gear. We're denying the enemy of their resource.
Victory point lost. The enemy has control.
Let me guess. We should see the other guy.
We're Gakali. We're moving out.
All victory points are under enemy control. We must counterattack.
Our ranks are replenished. Receive. Prepare to move out.
We have 300 points remaining.
Bring it along.
Not had
Where
orders
to?
in yonks.
Patching
Is
it
it
up
load
now.
bearing?
Right, come in.
Then it's fixed.
Boot it. Gotta move,
Matilda, heavy tank!
Red. Command has issued orders. Taking what is rightfully ours.
3-inch, ready?
We're
Good as
awaiting
new.
order. Driver,
Repairs
let the
finished.
devil know we're coming.
Ready to... Right. Get moving.
Sapper, throw that
Don't
gear,
have
boy.
to move up.
A little scroll into Jerry's line. Here we go. Nothing to worry about.
HMC's got bugger all of that. Crusader acknowledges. Vehicles only. Waste up.
Vehicles
Order
only!
secure
Got
that
it.
position.
Give up.
Drive them up.
Doesn't work around the side.
Chicken
Taking
taker.
losses.
Combat patrol crew!
Sapper.
Fire it well!
Run. Keep fighting.
Push it!
The enemy is pushing hard. We're down to 250 points.
Man, quickly to Fireland. We'll stay alert. This belongs to the
Sappers, eager as we'll ever be. Patching it up now. Sappers on site. Time to march, boyos. Come on. Sappers back to full nine.
Toad's 17-pounder anti-tank guns are being called out.
Gakali are always denying the enemy of their resources. Taking what is rightfully ours.
Stand by the tune! Barrage completed!
Ready? Right, let's be off, chaps. Got work to do.
Sappers reporting. Is it load bearing? Then it's fixed.
17-pounder anti-tank guns available.
Game! Fast game!
Not had orders in. Let me guess. We should see the other guy.
Laddies. Be ready. Our talents are needed.
Sappers.
Matilda
eager to
taking
shift some
minor
dead weight.
damage.
Is it load bearing? Then it's fixed.
Matilda, cut and run! Fire!
Awaiting the
We
word
have a
to
surplus of
ready
command
to
points,
receive
Commander.
objectives. Stay alert.
This belongs to the
Sappers, reporting. What's the time? Pack it up, lad. We're taking the fight. Sure. Shoot on sight.
Worst behaviour, Jim.
Sappers. Ready to destroy some poor bastard's handiwork.
Hey, we've been promoted! Support British!
Sappers, we're here. Stay back now. Stop, boyos.
Combat patrol!
Oh, we
We're
hold
already
the
in
position.
combat!
Cavalry can't be too far off.
Crusader acknowledges! Crusader needs orders!
Sappers. Don't fucking stop.
Anti-tank weapon and crew on the field.
All right, we're ready! Ah, they're trying to flank us!
She pushed them back! Reverse! Push it! Orders are in! That's a goal, laddies!
On me, lads. We're carrying it from here.
Sappers. Patching it up now.
17-pounder. Prepare facing. 17-pounder setting up. Shifting the business end.
Stations, we're heading out.
Royal Engineers. Ready.
Lads, clear the
Let me
way.
guess. We should see the other guy.
Alert!
This belongs glory or death, denying the enemy of their resources.
Go, go, go!
What's the word?
Let me guess. We should see the other guys finish.
Commander, territory is being threatened.
And keep an eye out!
With all taking what is rightfully ours.
Throw it!
The Gakali, I'd wager I
Be
hit
ready
the
for
mark first
anything.
time.
Do not give in!
Churchill has order!
Keep your marching is what we do.
Ready to
Is it
go!
load
Let's
bearing?
move, Jack!
Then
We're capture that
The
point.
beggars are threatening a munitions point.
The enemy of their resources. Stay sharp, brothers. Guys, press that location from the grass, brothers.
Come
The
on!
victory point is being overrun.
Fucking water!
Our supply line is broken. We have sectors isolated out there.
Sappers under strength!
Victory point lost. The enemy has control.
Come on, bastards! Take
Gotta get
position!
there! Run them down!
See this from the enemy.
Still give them hell and fury! Advance!
We'll get there. We're up, brothers. We must claim that ground.
Eyes open for anything bigger!
I want an order.
Capture point is being contained.
Infantry
Frontline sectors are ready to be barraged at the first sign of enemy activity,
Do
Commander.
it! Come on, bastards! Sappers! Fall back now!
Man's coming through! Right, lads, close the hatches up! Fueled up and ready! Man about a dog! Stop mucking about! We're up! Heading to our destination now.
3 tons of mismanaged steel here. Shifting the business end.
Oh, they're keeping a low profile!
Gakali. We're taking what is rightfully ours.
Sappers like a shit through a goose. Move!
Man's coming! Suspension shot, but moving anyway.
Holding this point.
Find the bump.
Stay alert.
We're ready
This
to move!
belongs to the Germans.
We will be able to requisition Grant's tanks shortly.
Space, if you please.
Starting research on a training center.
Fueled up and ready.
Pack it up, lads.
Shit,
We've got
that was
orders.
close! Orders! Ready, about!
New orders!
Well, that's going to leave a mark. Get moving!
Our training center is online. We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Eager to
We
shift
love
that
marching,
machine
brothers.
Let's get it done!
Get ready.
Standing by!
Back
They're
up!
breaking through us, yeah?
Victory point is in enemy hands. 15 CWT truck has been wrecked by the enemy.
We can't take this kind of fire!
Enemy fire! Stater on the hook!
How many chances do you want?
Say
Hit the
that
bastard!
again! This one comes from the top!
Our head back to base.
Lost contact with our sappers. Panther tank knocked out. Jolly good.
We ain't 17
Say that acknowledge one no fucking down! Hang on! Play up everything you see!
Retreat! Get out of here!
Join them, Jim, he's gotta get there! Run him down!
Order engaging on sight! Hold the position! Cavalry can't be too far off!
Taking over! Just say the word! We're going in! Godspeed, boys! Let's be off, chaps! Got work to do! Stater needs order! Jerry Mortars inbound! Close your hatches! Fucking do it! Charge, lads! Charge! Back up! Now!
Workers waiting on brothers.
Yeah, sure.
Welcome to the front line.
Receive denying the enemy of their resources.
Weapon team, ready. Come on, crew. We can
3
switch
tons
them
of
on.
mismanaged steel here.
A Grant medium tank is reporting in.
Job better than fucking paperwork,
The enemy has 300 points remaining.
Let's go move
Orders!
orders!
Moving the grant!
Mark
Try
up
not
while
to
it's
tip
tight.
up.
We'll get there.
How many guns? Come on! Commit! Pushing!
Not had orders in yonks. Sappers ready. Royal Engineers here. Landmine, move back now. Follow me.
All right, spit it out.
Order received. Flush the cowards out. Kill off. Have courage, brothers. No task to. Let's show them we are Gukali. Bring up the bread. We need it. Get retreat. Gukali. Step. Prepare to move out, brothers.
Batteries are standing by to initiate perimeter monitor.
Ready.
17-pounder.
Battle is going our way. Keep going.
The Gukali, get your gear. We're moving. We have our orders.
We're losing a victory point.
We're chugging in ready. Right, there's the new heading.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Forward, Jim! Expect a bit of arty-party on the way.
Victory point under enemy control.
Albert, watch those gears. Orders? The grant's ready.
We need orders, do we
Let's
not?
move, chaps! Be quick.
The beggars are threatening a fuel point.
Girgali. What trials await us, I wonder?
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Girgali, stay alert! This belongs to the
Sector overrun. The enemy has it.
Our
Order has our
soldiers
position!
facing here!
Fucking move!
Fire! Back us up!
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
Welders out! Get to
Artillery!
repair! Get it antsy! Give us order!
Monitor all frontline sectors. Artillery perimeter is in. Company CP is taking damage. Enemy ground forces have claimed a sector.
See that weapon? Use
Get
it.
one on that patrol crew! Fire it well! Get to work!
Report in. The Huns are on 200 points.
Brothers, new orders of let's move with a purpose.
All right, boys.
We are losing a victory point to enemy action.
Workers waiting. Girgali, we're moving out.
Get your gear.
The enemy has our victory point now.
My crew's on standby.
Stop patching it up now. Let me guess. We should see the other guy.
We're up, brothers. Pack up. We're heading out. Taking what is rightfully ours. Girgali, new orders have come in. Orders of stay alert.
This belongs
You double back.
We're losing a victory point.
Facing.
Orders, fancy
17 pounders setting
bushes.
up.
Too many to put shells down.
Victory point lost. The enemy has control.
Make contact with troopers.
We're losing a capture point to enemy action. Our opponent is in control of all victory points.
We got him. Stop.
Be ready for anything. Head back to base. Received and confirmed. Let's move, Girgali. Taking what is rightfully ours.
17 pounder, eager for
How many
targets.
guns do you need? Queen driver. Reverse us.
Not had orders in York. We're taking that
Orders,
position.
moving out. Every time you two shut the lines open. We've got work to do.
A strategic point is being overrun.
Armor pushing through our plastic.
The enemy has pushed us back from our set. We're down to 200 points.
Helmet on!
Damn their hides. The enemy is winning.
Firefight.
3 tons of mismanaged.
Royal Engineers trained and ready to go. Our munitions point is being overrun.
Get to work.
Sappers, we're ready. Repair work! Under fire, no less!
We've lost a sector to the enemy.
Engineers, ready. Sound the retreat, Sappers.
Queen of the
Heads
desert.
down as you go. What's Jerry's is ours.
You need it. Yeah.
Can we blow
we're
it up
on
now?
Girgali are always ready.
Sappers, let me guess. We should see the other guy.
Batteries are standing by to initiate perimeter monitor.
This is now British territory.
Royal Engineer. And here we go. Let me guess. We should see the other guy. Back at full strength.
We need the war is this glory or death. Follow me. What denying the enemy of their resources. The Girgali hear and obey. Stay alert. This belongs to the Germans. Taking what is rightfully ours. Command has issued orders.
Sappers receiving orders.
Patel driver. Reverse us.
Slow that Ready to gear, destroy. boys. Orders new. We're going. Repairs finished.
Right, lads. Close the action down.
Sappers, eager as we'll ever be.
Be a man about a dog.
I'll do it now, in a minute. Royal Engineers, ready. Starting the work.
Queen of the desert.
The Girgali are always ready to fight.
Enemy
We're
tank.
getting shot. See that?
Again.
Move, boys.
We're awaiting order. Like it's over. Reverse.
Now.
Artillery barrage on the way.
Driver, give us a wee bit of distance.
Enemy. A victory point is being overrun.
Shit it. Enemy getting around. Your reputation.
Victory points are balanced. We now have the advantage.
Tank's getting Larry. Do him.
Tigers one. Tigers one.
Sappers back.
Let's be ready. Cut and run. Back.
Bloody bad show. The enemy have the lead.
Back up. Move.
Fuck! I'm hit!
Sappers on site, like shit through a goose.
The Tilda tank knocked out in the field.
Where is the Proto tank?
Traverse that!
Fight as one!
Ready to move!
Rest that location, drop deck!
We're getting something a little beefier!
We're losing a munitions point to it. Enemy has engaged our company CP.
You first, David.
Enemy tank!
Received and confirmed. I'd wager I hit the mark.
First time.
We have pull back now! Command has spoken.
We're losing a fuel point to enemy action.
Take their resources. Denied.
Good to go. Hatch is open. Eyes
And here we
everywhere.
Ah,
Moving
we
on.
can do that. Royal Engineers,
Don't
yeah?
look here, boys. Our main gun
going.
retrofit is finished. Carefully.
Commander, we have artillery on standby.
Sap, secure that position. Drive them out. On us? Why? I don't like it. Moving. GS mine going.
We're
down.
losing a victory point.
Awaiting the words with buffalo. Order confirmed.
Victory point is in enemy hands.
Head back to base. Workers waiting on taking what is
Fucking close. Take the position, Sappers. Like you were
Keep
trained.
fighting.
Pretty feisty for it, Sappers. Fall back now.
This isn't good. The enemy have the upper hand.
Hey, might want to
Stay
avoid
alert.
this spot.
This
Crusader,
belongs to
get
the
on!
Germans.
Commit! Projects!
What you
A
got?
victory point is being overrun.
17 pounder, what would it be?
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
What's the top? Little stroll into Jerry's line.
Brothers,
Nothing to worry about.
The Bosch hold all
the
victory
enemy of
points.
their
Act
resources.
now.
All right, unhook and let's get started.
Right, Jerry spotted us! Horses in gear! Give us some welly! We're up, Denied.
our ranks are replenished.
Mine's laid. Might want to avoid this spot.
3 tons of mismanaged steel here.
Orders, sir. Sappers
Shifting
ready.
the business
Back!
end.
Back! Royal Engineers, we're not fucking mitching, David. We're taking that position. Oh, we're that HMP's firing on us! Down! Back! Back! Don't fucking
New orders
stop!
are coming. Gurkhas have somewhere to be. Make
Ready
way.
to lead the charge! Right, get moving!
Sap, we've got
Right, we
orders
don't
to
have a
move.
brew up.
So back after point needs to be ours, right?
You need a pheasant?
We've 100 points left.
Move out.
Sappers back to full numbers.
Gokali, with all due haste, men, stay alert.
We're
This
raring
belongs
to
to
go.
the Germans.
Holding this point.
Royal, oh, we're needed elsewhere, lads. Let's
Keep
get
it a
to it.
low profile.
Ready for trouble.
We must take out those mortars.
17 pounder setting up.
Ah, HMG
Gurkhas here. What is it? We must take out those mortars.
Hey, this one comes from the top!
Sappers, yeah?
Get to it.
Ground needs taking, boys.
Gokali, get ready.
Not had orders in York.
This is now British territory.
Let's get to it.
We love marching, brothers.
Crusader on the move!
Oh, wait, did it? Yeah, we're moving. Take the position, Sappers. Like you was trained. Sappers
Prepare
on
to
site.
move out, brothers.
What do you need blowing up?
What you got?
Enemy riflemen have engaged!
Return fire! There's nowhere for you to run. Prepare your rifles and kukuris. Forward, claim it. Enemy infantry died.
There is rigged up here.
Go, go, go.
Round territory
Here we go.
Shoot on sight!
Command has spoken.
Time for a brew.
Keep moving, Gokali.
Matilda infantry support available for orders.
Oh, run, Sappers. Run.
Then get to it.
3 tons of mismanaged steel here.
Keep your guard up. Throw it.
Crusader attack! Matilda, heavy tank! Team to bomb Crusader acknowledges!
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Our 17
Watch for ricochets!
Full strength. Patching it up.
Mortar tube and crew are available.
We have to get here! Reverse! Ready, Lucy!
The enemy has our victory point now.
Back, you bastards!
Matilda's here!
Company CP is taking damage.
Elite's dead! He's It's fucking gone!
Waiting up, Sappers back, full numbers.
Suppressive fire! Where is this?
One of our anti-tank guns has been destroyed.
Keep fighting! Sappers getting ripped up here!
This is how it's done.
Taking
The enemy is
losses.
down to 100 points.
Rounds are being cut down! Under fire!
They're being cut down!
We're losing crew!
Enemy has engaged our company CP.
Time to march, boys. Come on. That capture point needs to be ours, right? Section CP, right there. Make it snappy.
Royal Engineers on the field and ready for your orders.
Royal Engineers reporting in. We're not fucking mitching, David. We're taking that position. Royal Engineers, yeah? Ground needs taken, boys. Done, Commander. Sappers, reporting. Open for business. What's Jerry's is ours. Can we blow it up now? Sappers, eager to shift some dead weight.
An infantry section is present and accounted for.
Time for a brew?
Sappers reporting. Position's ours. Spark up while there's time.
All right, we're capturing that point. Lead on, Knights. Present and accounted for, sir.
Sappers, eager as we'll ever be.
A victory point is being overrun.
Listen up, head into the location.
Sappers, ready to destroy some poor
That's
man's
enough!
handiwork.
Make them bleed for it, boys!
A fuel point is being overrun.
Move!
Jerry's got it in for us.
Pay attention, binders. Keep
Sappers under strength.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
Present and accounted for, sir. Look lively now. Try to secure the area. Come on, we're going in.
Sappers, yeah. Get moving. Move, boys.
Quiet down and listen up.
Awaiting instructions, sir.
Infantry taking losses here!
Yeah, we're moving.
Attention! You wankers will march! Pilot, move! Rifle will get there if I have to track you myself!
Sappers receiving orders. You're the boss.
Position taken.
Die! That means you! Oh, Corporal's fucked! Pipe down, you wankers!
Orders apparently it's better over there. Hold the position. Cavalry can't be too far off.
Attention! That's enough! Pull back to base!
Getting antsy. We're all tore up. Taking fire.
Rifle section ready!
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Position taken.
What'll it be, sir?
Royal Engineers, yeah? What's the task? Little stroll into Jerry's line.
Nothing to worry about.
Alright, that means...
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
Got your mush and move your feet.
Heavy mortars are available to deploy.
Replacement.
Rifle section ready! Assemble
Mission's
outside!
ours. Spark up while there's time.
Alright, let's move out! I don't want to hear a fucking pipe down! Fucking scarper! Run! We got orders, lads.
We have heavy mortar support on the field. Splendid.
Royal End round needs taking, boys. That capture
We're losing a strategic point to enemy action.
Driver, wait for us.
Destination now.
Keep your rate! Cover!
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Always orders. Fire! Gear up and move on that point!
Light vehicle, eager to go. Let's get rolling, lads. Take your stations. We're heading out.
Heavy mortar here.
Victory point under enemy control.
See what we've got.
Pay attention. Come on, ladies, while we're young. Heads down, lads! The weasel's in the front. Attention! Keep pushing! Come on, then.
Heavy mortar ready. Get your target.
Right, get the fuck out of here.
Sappers reporting. Little
Taking heavy enemy fire here!
Vehicle needs a heading.
We have vehicles on standby.
Missing Queensbury balls! Fucking kill them!
Get on it! Lays force for the infantry. Fancy something.
That's enough! Capture! Don't just hold it! Stand there! Capture job! Now!
Back!
Attention! Go! Go!
Under enemy fire, yeah?
Present to the camp. Let's take some ground.
Sappers, we're ready. Keep fighting. Back!
Back! Send your message!
Got your rifle?
Rounds? Come on, then.
On it.
Soldiers,
Starting.
Enemies pushing the line, trying to take one of our points.
Jerry's nowhere to be seen. Let's take it.
Rear-wheel drive? Move!
Siggy's out. It's captured. You're not all bloody officers.
Time to work for a living.
Sappers reporting.
Now then, pull it over!
Sappers back to full numbers.
Heavy mortar on standby. Gunners.
We're losing a
Those
victory
here,
point.
move out.
Sector lost. Repeat. Sector lost.
We're needed elsewhere, lads. We're not fucking...
Cover his position.
Jerry's is
The enemy has our victory point now.
And here we go.
Siggy's out! It's captured!
We can't hold. Fall back. Bloody move. Nice. That means you. Let's move out.
Soldiers, cease your action.
He's dead!
Gunners, eager as we'll ever be. Sapper, we've got orders to move. So move.
Wild beast!
We're losing a strategic point.
Fucking Scarper! Run!
Not hack it up, lads. Royal Engineers here. We're taking that position.
Heavy motor on standby.
They've cut us off. Territory's out of supply.
Give us orders.
Now then. All right, driver, take your time.
Awaited instructions, sir. Stow that gear, boys.
Look sharp, gunners.
We're going.
We have our orders. Everyone hold.
Orders, sir. Yeah, we're moving.
Pay attention. Replacements are here. Let's put them through
They're attacking us. Where'd they come from? Come on, bastards.
We're losing a munitions point.
Taking losses.
Present to the head into the location.
Sappers, eyes open, guns up. We're taking that position. Awaiting orders.
We're under fire. We're coming from
Unlocking production of Stuart light tanks.
We got orders. Falling back.
Right.
Right. Watch your asses.
Royal Engineers out of contact. Presumed dead.
Soldiers, command has issued orders.
The beggars are threatening a strategic
Soldiers,
point.
Orders, for God's sake, what stand together.
Always head into the location.
We read you. Come on.
We can now call in Stuart light tanks.
Gunners, we
Our
have
supply
orders.
line's broken. We have sectors isolated out there.
Hold here.
Sappers, are you gonna shift some dead weight?
Let me guess. You should see the
Oh,
other.
take that point. You heard?
Sappers back.
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action.
Territory. Fire first. Drop those sods. Infantry's closing on us. Promotion. Promotion. Now fuck it.
We have a
out,
surplus
mate.
of command.
He's gone.
The beggars are threatening a munitions point.
Sir, push it on attention. Jerry's picking us apart. We'll march. Enemy territory here. Taking heavy enemy fire here. Ready.
Territory sector lost, Commander.
That means you.
Stuart's light tank, tracked and ready.
Carefully now. This one's borrowed. Carefully now.
4.2. Ready.
Front down, driver.
We're losing a victory point.
Heavy mob seize action.
Move head. Stuart, making tracks. Roll on fire. Take it round.
Come on, Sappers, get back after point B.
Stuart, making tracks. Of course we
Victory point is in enemy hands.
Stuart in contact. You heard the commander.
Sap, secure that position.
Quiet down.
Drive them out. Listen up.
Big artillery territory ahead. Engage on sight.
Heavy motor on standby.
I think we'll take your stations.
Gunners,
We're heading out.
move out in an orderly fashion.
Avenge your brothers. Fight to the last man.
Always eager to serve.
Sappers, are you gonna shift some
Heavy
dead
mob, the
weight?
enemy will expect us.
What's the task?
That's enough.
Sappers reporting. Position taken. Sappers, ready to destroy some poor bastard's handiwork.
Jerry's picking us apart. He's dead.
You have 3 command points available.
Cover you fucks. Quiet down, you wankers. Guys, pull back the base. Move it. Fucking Scarper, run.
Stuart, reporting.
Hold.
Your vehicle needs a heading.
Sappers on.
We're not gentlemen. Enemy position has been liberated.
Stuart,
Good job,
making
soldiers.
tracks. Hold tight. It's gonna get rough. Contact with the enemy.
Start engaging on sight. Contact with the enemy. We're in
Beggars
it.
are threatening a fuel point.
Awaiting orders. Take the position, Sappers. Like you was trained.
Present and accounted for, sir. Pay attention. We'll risk it for a
That's
biscuit.
way too
Rifle.
sir.
Rounds. Come on.
Now it begins.
Airburst shells will decimate enemy infantry concentrations.
Get it. Hold the position.
It's a grenade.
Cavalry can't be too far off.
Keep
Sector.
fighting, brothers.
The heavy mortar team has been destroyed. One of ours.
That's why they're opening fire.
Come on. We're chaos.
It is too late for him.
Rifle section ready. Go, go.
Stuart, reporting. Put down, driver. We need you. Track engaging us. Stuart, making tracks.
Stuart's tank available on lead fleets. Units ready and on the field.
How about orders?
Moving out, Finders keepers, lads. Quiet down. Securing enemy territory.
Roger that. Come on.
Present to the counter.
Got
orders, lads. Guns up.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Back us up. Fueled up and ready.
What do I do?
Always. Come on, ladies. While we're young.
Heads on a swivel. We're the
Present to the
vanguard.
counter force, sir. Fire and move. Engage. That's it.
Sapper patching it up now.
What's that order? Move it. Hold tight.
Attack wresting territory for the enemy. Engage anything on sight. Wonder! Wankers! There you are!
Right, we said go!
Infantry taking losses here! That's enough! Fall back! Bloody move!
We're going! Making track! Flying combat! Sure, engage! Fueled up and ready!
We've got orders.
Ready as we'll ever be! That's what we came here to do! Sure, making track! Get in the fire! Come on, engage! Over there! Move it! That's it! Sure, making track! Place it on laser! Of course we can! We're set to go!
You have command points available.
Keep moving.
They've got quattro infantry.
Sure, report through it in reverse!
Get moving. Enemy.
Bishop SPGs will be made available shortly.
Soldiers, prepare to carry out our orders.
We are losing a victory point to enemy action.
Sure, orders are in! Back in your seat!
Get back. Back.
Boys, we'll get there if I guide! Grab that flag!
Heavy mortar on standby.
Light vehicle carefully now! This one's
Flags raised! Jerry's nowhere to be seen! Guide! Guide! Grab that flag!
We can now construct Bishop self-propelled. BL 5.5 howitzers can now be constructed in the field.
Sure, we're moving out, chums!
Royal Engineers, yeah?
Our ranks have been replenished.
Time to march, boyos. Come on. Starting the work.
Sure, eager for the off! I think we're up, lad. Mirror, signal!
Rifle section ready!
Enemy station!
Attention! Contact! Open fire!
Back up! Back us up!
Shit me! You almost got us!
A munitions point is being overrun.
Me, sir! Glory be! Pay rise at last! Fall back! Bloody move!
Back! Back! You're behind us! They're behind us! Put down, driver! Make a move!
Not had orders in yonks. Sappers ready.
Fueled up and ready! We're receiving a utility kit!
Quiet, let's take some
We've
ground.
lost a sector.
Benjamin, steady! All right, driver,
We've been
take
given
your
our
time.
ropes. Throw that ammo. We are moving up.
Points out! Fucking Scarper! Run!
Eager for the off! Stewart, carefully now, this one's borrowed!
We got orders, lad. Got your rifle? Rounds? Come on, then.
Stewart, give us a waving room!
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Present and accounted for, sir.
Gunners,
We're losing a fuel point.
Right, I don't want to hear it. Replacements are here. Let's put them through
Stewart,
their paces.
eager for the off!
Royal Engineers trained and ready to go.
There's a war
What
on,
needs
boys.
doing?
Let's
Victory point lost.
the other guy.
The enemy has control.
Needs a heading! We hear you, carefully now, this one's borrowed!
Tidy. Sappers reporting.
Let's get rolling, lads!
The beggars are threatening a munitions
Always,
point.
we'll risk it for a biscuit.
Enemy ground forces have claimed a sector.
Securing enemy territory. Target destroyed. We can't hold.
Gurkha rifles.
Pipe down, you
We have
move on that
300
latch.
points remaining.
His face is on.
Our opponent is in control of all victory points.
Don't just fucking stand there! Capture job! Now! Pull back to base! Leave it!
Repairs finished.
Stand by, soldiers. Orders received.
That's enough! That armor ain't worth shit!
Our capture point is being overrun. Lost to enemy action.
On those blisters, you shits! Fall back!
We're losing a capture point. A victory point is being overrun. We have territories exposed out there. Lines being cut.
Cover his position!
We're needed elsewhere, lads. Let's get
Section ready!
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
down!
Far
Far too
down, you
close,
wankers!
Compass. Taking hits!
We have a surplus of command points,
Compass
Commander.
getting ripped up here! Back! Back! Waiting orders!
In contact!
Welders out!
Call up support!
Commander, enemy forces hold all victory points.
That means come on, Jerry! Try again! Fucking sniper! Run!
Repairs finished.
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action.
Why'll it be, sir? Oh, bloody hell! Pay attention! I don't want to let
Sappers back!
Gun the buggers down! That's in the move!
Sappers! Come on, sappers, get to following.
Looks up, gunners. We have our
Oil
orders.
engineers, ready.
Head into our destination now.
Attention, that captured! See what we've
Light
got!
vehicle! Steady on! Who told you about bloody drive?
Damnation! The sector's in enemy hands.
Eagles will, and here we go. Roger. We're not fucking.
We're down to 200 points.
Present and accounted for, sir. We got orders, lads. Shut your diggies ahead! It's captured! Fire first! Drop those shots! Jerry's picking us apart! Endure! We must endure! He's dead!
Command points should be allotted, Commander.
Rifle section! Pull back to base! That means leave it!
Sappers, little strolling very tight. What's the task?
No rest. We'll risk it for a
Royal
biscuit,
Engineers,
won't we?
yeah?
Stop mucking about! We're up!
Enemy armor! Incoming!
Sappers on site.
Quiet to quit whinging and march.
Awaiting instructions,
We
sir.
got orders, lads.
Oh, fuck a duck! A carver's firing on us!
Get the ground!
We're losing a munitions point.
Will it be, sir? Take that point! Pull back
Get
to
it,
base!
Ansi!
Leave it!
Give us orders!
Steward TAC, available on Lend-Lease.
You rang?
Sappers, reaction up.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Take your stations.
Let me
We're
guess.
heading out.
You should see the other guy. Sappers, fall back now!
Keep pushing! That's enough! Let's move out!
Muck it out! If you're in sight, eager for the off.
Heavy motor on standby. Get everything packed and ready to move.
Present and accounted for. Shut your mush and move your feet.
Good as new. Repairs finished.
Infantry will pillage anything they need from the enemy.
Who told you about bloody drive? Expecting trouble?
Just like a would.
Right, eager for the off.
Gunners, we've received our orders.
In contact! Call up support!
Down, driver! Break 'em off! Leave on tight! It's gonna get rough!
Attention!
Take your stations, we're heading out. Come on, chaps, we've got a load. Enemy CP!
Get scary, lads!
In
Yes!
contact!
Enemy territory!
You heading off? Engage back!
Pay attention! Head into the location! Smells like sausage head, boys! Oh, we're getting a little too close! That's enough! We got orders here we go. Monty's got us on a suicide mission.
Standing by! Enemy
Capture point is being contested.
Instructions, sir! Position!
Taking heavy enemy fire here! While it be, sir! Fire and move! Attention! On sight!
Sappers, sir! Move, fire! On sight! He's dead!
Cover his position! The fucking scarper! Run!
We've lost the sector to the enemy.
Grenade! Cover! Run! Awaiting orders!
Barrage completed!
What's that? All back up! Back us
Heavy
up!
mortar here!
Not had orders in yonks.
Enemy
Whip
down!
Sappers
in
ready.
march.
Our munitions point is being overrun.
Back, full numbers. You first, David.
Send your... Let's get rolling, lads.
Royal and troubles away, lads.
Placements are here.
Combat
Let's
patrol
pull
through
through
death
their
trouble.
Quiet down, you wankers! We'll get there. Fucking rifle rounds. Combat them
We've
all.
100 points left.
Orders,
Go!
sir.
Go!
Sappers ready. Shoot on sight. Keep moving.
Covering!
Territory sector. Anti-tank weapon and crew on the field.
Anti-tank gun. We're moving, lads.
Sappers, eager as we'll ever be. Eyes open. Taking losses. Taking that position. Awaiting. Engaging on sight.
Infantry taking losses here!
Sappers, we're ready. Back. Back. The fucking fighting our way through.
Quiet down! Fire first! Drop those sods!
Orders, sir.
Fight or die,
Sappers
lads!
ready.
Take!
Back. Back. Don't fucking
Oi! Who's got a rifle section? Corporal fuck!
Get it over with.
Soldiers, prepare to carry out our orders.
6 pounders waiting on you, sir. Let's leg it, lads.
back and full
What do I
strength.
do? Ready!
Park, head into work.
Weapon crew losing men here.
Sappers back to full numbers.
Quiet down and location. Shut your mush and move your feet.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Soldiers, everyone hold!
Orders,
Red.
jump to it, lads.
Heading to our destination now.
Let's get the job done.
Sappers, enemy infantry getting choppy, lads.
Move! Quiet down and listen. Come on, ladies.
Victory point under enemy control.
Await secure that
Sappers,
position.
we're moving.
Drive them out. No fucking moaning.
Standing. The gaffer says
We
move.
found
We
Jerry.
move.
He's none too
What
pleased.
now? Nige! That means you! Go! Go! Let's move out! Make them bleed for it,
Get
boys!
this bitch
Sappers,
into
we're ready.
position.
Fueled up and ready. We're moving out.
Get it, Nancy. Give us orders. Area secure. Tied in round now. Come on, Sappers, get the ball.
All right, control chaps.
There
Fingers
you
on
are.
triggers.
Ready for drill.
Cutting it a bit fine here. We're down to only 50 points.
Oil engineers.
Serious faces on!
Sappers, they'll break, see? Keep at them.
While it be, sir! We'll get there if I drag you myself!
New orders. 6
We've got
pounders
enemy
firing
fire.
at me.
Pull back to base!
Don't
Leave
stop.
it! Got orders, lads.
Orders, secure that position.
Who's he calling
Drive
Tommy?
them out. Royal
This
engineers.
here.
Royal engineers.
Present and accounted for, sir.
Anti-tank crews are on standby for orders.
Attention, infantry! Drop them!
Sappers, we're ready. Out now. Ascend contact with the enemy. We're in it now. Await Sappers. Fall back now.
6 pounder anti-tank gun ready. AT gun. You got orders? Marching there. Balls over all, lads.
Orders back.
Shut your mash and move.
Stop mucking about. We're up steady on. Who told you?
We're losing a victory point.
Barrage completed.
Pay attention, lazy
We're
buggers.
needed elsewhere, lads. Let's
No
get
rest
to it.
for the wicked.
The enemy has our victory point now.
That's a fuel promotion!
Sappers reporting. Repair work.
Right,
Under
combat
fire, the
patrol,
rest.
get on my arse! They arrived at last! Right! That means you! I'm getting a little too close!
Repair!
Infantry's closing on us!
Fire, no less!
Fire first! Drop those sods! Present and accounted for, sir! Attention! What'll it be, sir? Move!
What you got for us?
Vehicle needs a heavy.
Let's go looking for trouble, shall we?
Round needs taken.
What you got for us? Wall's over there, lads. 6-pounder, up the other side. We're moving.
Good as new.
Always eager to serve.
Repairs finished. We've been given our orders. Sappers, reporting.
We're back to full
Sappers,
strength.
move back now.
Follow me.
AT gun, you got orders?
We got orders, lads. Jerry's nowhere to be seen. Let's take it.
Saturate those coordinates.
We got orders, lads.
What's the task?
Who's he calling? Enemy troopers, getting keen! Now fire first! Drop those sods!
Get it antsy. Move, boys. Jerry's attacking us.
Boxed. They're down to only 25 points.
Bloody
Sappers, yeah?
move! Let's go! Go! Enemy territory will be ours!
Soldiers, command has been reported.
Us? AT
Infantry's
gun's over
closing
there,
on us!
lads.
Rifle section! Oh, fuck me! He's gone! Fucking Scarper! Run!
Sappers on time to march, boys.
6-pounder win. Heading up. Heading over with. Fuck! I'm hit! We can't take this kind of fire!
Jerry's got it in
Heads
front.
down! We're on road! Get this taking hits!
Keep fighting.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Come on!
Pretty nicely, sir. Fighting our way through. They're breaking through us,
6-pounder
yeah?
waiting on you, sir.
The 15 CWT truck has been wrecked by the enemy. Victory point lost. The enemy has control.
We forget with the Treaty of Rapallo in 1922, Germany and Russia, and Soviet Russia this now is, they're the pariahs of Europe. They get together and there's a secret clause in that treaty saying they're going to cooperate in military matters. And in 1929 at Kazan out in Russia, a base is developed where German officers, not in their own uniforms, go
Royal Engineers, yeah? We're taking that position.
Royal Engineers trained and ready to go.
Sappers on site. We're not fucking mitching, David. We're taking that position.
Royal Engineers on the field and ready for your orders.
What needs doing? Get into eyes open, guns up. We're taking that position. Section CP right there. Make it snappy.
Position taken. Tidy.
Sappers
Time
reporting.
for a brew?
Little stroll into Jerry's line. Nothing to worry about. Royal Engineers, ground needs taken, boyos. That capture point needs to be ours, right? Can we blow it up now? It's done, Commander. Section command open for business. What's the task? Position's ours. Spark up while there's time.
Sappers reported. Position taken.
Sapper, round needs taken, boyos. What's the task? Little stroll into Jerry's line.
Nothing to worry about.
Sappers, eager to shift some positions ours. Spark up while there's time. Not had orders in yonks. Sappers ready.
blow it up now?
Sappers, receiving orders. That capture point needs to be ours.
We're losing a strategic point. Heavy machine gun has been deployed for you.
MG, ready.
Come on, lads, there's work to be done.
Let's get the job done.
Away, get moving! Orders, come on!
We have territories exposed out there.
Position.
Lines being cut.
Position.
Taken. Tidy.
Vickers MG, ready.
Royal, eyes open, guns up. We're taking that position.
Sappers, eager as we'll ever be. What's Jerry's is ours.
Take cover!
Under enemy fire, yeah? Back! Back! Yes, yeah?
MG, aye,
Capturing that point.
Sapper, we're not fucking mitching, David.
pack it
We're
up,
taking
lads.
that
We've got
position.
orders. All forward.
Let's go take that point.
Sappers, we're taking that position. Not had orders in yonks. Sappers ready.
An infantry section is present and accounted for.
To serve. Arse is in gear. Let's go capturing.
MG here, say the word. The point's ours. Brew?
Present in boss man.
This tight Royal Engineers, yeah?
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Resource cache.
Going down.
Sappers, pack it up, lads. We're moving. We're not fucking mitching, David.
Commander,
We're taking that
territory is being
Orders, we
threatened.
know what to do.
Quiet,
Settle in.
beauty.
Flags raised.
Sappers, eyes open, guns up.
Contact! We have contact! Not fire first! Drop those sods!
We're losing a strategic point to enemy action.
Sappers, that capture
The enemy is trying to take a point from us.
HMG to get under cover. Hurry up!
Pay attention!
We're losing a victory point.
Lead on, Knight!
Platoon command needs
digging in.
Aye, we're ready. Ready into
We got orders, lads.
cash built. The sector's locked.
Victory point is in enemy hands.
Capture point. Series faces on.
Sappers are taking that position.
Platoon command post up. Royal Engineer, time to march, boss.
See, Mary, this thing's huge. Make a
Tidy.
dig for it, boys.
Time for a brew? Not too pleased. Sappers, we're ready.
A fuel point is being overrun.
Fucking stop. What's the task? Round needs taken.
Taking boils.
Keep fighting!
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Drive them out.
Sappers, ready to destroy some poor... Contact with the enemy!
We're in it now.
We're leaving.
Awaiting instruction!
Attention!
The enemy has pushed us back from our sector.
Await back!
What you got for us? Moving, MG.
Rifle section ready!
Sappers, flamethrower duty. Round needs taken, boys. Apparently it's better over there. Move! Yeah, we're moving! What's the task?
What'll it be, sir?
Contact with the enemy.
Fucking Scarper! Run!
Aye, we're in we go. And put wood in all.
Sap, we've got orders to move. So move. Back at full strength. Royal Engineers, yeah? Move back now. And here we go.
We're raring to go.
We're under fire! Fight
A
coming!
victory point is being overrun.
Run, Sappers!
Always eager to serve.
Stow that gear, boys. We're going.
Sappers back to full numbers.
Sappers, ready. Like a
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
We're not fucking mitching, David.
MG
We're
here,
taking
say the
that
word.
position.
We're off, lads.
Sappers, eager as we'll ever be. We've got orders to move. So
Oh,
move back.
point down, you wankers!
Repair work.
Wresting
Under
territory
fire,
from the
no
enemy!
less.
Orders, marching there. Vickers
Sapper, we're
relocating.
taking that position.
Ready for secure that equipment.
Eyes
Move.
open, guns up.
We're losing a munitions point.
We're getting in.
Sappers, reporting.
Present, shut your mouth.
You move your
What's
feet.
the task?
The
That
beggars
capture
are
point
threatening a
needs to be
munitions
ours.
point.
Little stroll into
To Jerry's line. Nothing to worry
not
about.
had orders in yonks. Sappers
A
ready.
strategic point is being overrun.
Stow that gear, boys. Attacking us.
We're going.
Where the fuck did they come from? Oh, Sappers!
Fall back!
Our munitions point is being overrun. Heavy mortars have been made available to us.
Private! Private!
Enemy ground forces have claimed a sector.
Orders! What'll it be?
The enemy have taken our territory.
HMG team, red! Move! Shift it! Run!
I don't want to hear a fucking word.
Private, wait for us to detach.
We've got to move!
Our victory point is being overrun.
Sappers,
Head into the
reporting.
location.
Back at full Sappers.
Ready to destroy some poor bastards.
Royal Engine. Oh, we're needed elsewhere, lads. Let's get to it. Get up, lads. We're moving. We're needed elsewhere, lads. Let's
Victory point under enemy control.
Sappers and back! Back! Don't fucking stop!
Engage the... Down the enemy line!
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action.
Moving MG.
Attention! Get that captured! See what we've got!
Burn it.
Our munitions point is being overrun. We have vehicles on standby.
Vickers MG, ready. Nora, shift in position.
Sappers back to full numbers. Roger that.
Let's get started.
Let's take some ground! Quit whinging them, Mark!
We've lost a sector to the enemy.
Shovels out, boys. Company command
I
wants
think
their
we're up,
post
lads.
here. Not had order. Little stroll
Roll into Jerry's line.
The beggars are threatening a munitions point.
I don't want to hear a fucking word. March!
Jerry's got it in for us. Get it antsy. Give us orders. Orders, sir. Sappers ready. Hold the position. Cavalry can't be too far. Stow that gear, boys.
We're going.
Ready as we'll ever be!
Ready for action!
Territory lost.
Heavy motor. Get everything packed and ready to move.
Fueled up and ready! Medical duty, lads!
Pay attention!
Come on, Sappers. We're taking that position. Sappers, ready to destroy
Head
some
into the
poor
location.
bastards' handiwork. Ground needs...
Taking boils.
Pack it up, lads. We've got orders.
Vehicle needs a heading!
Vickers relocated.
See, lads. Sapper, far too close for comfort. Take it hit.
We have a surplus of command points, Commander.
Get it antsy. Give us orders.
The men are eager to fight with valor, Commander, no matter the cost.
Fight it out.
Gunners, install that gear and grab that gear and
Every
no
troopers! KT!
Sappers under strength. Back, don't fucking stop.
You have 3 command points available.
Captain, pull back to base!
We
Speed!
now have target.
Let's go looking for trouble, shall we?
Our men fall.
Fuck it. We're
The
pulling back for a
cars
bit.
are firing at us.
Disappeared!
What do I do?
The beggars are threatening a strategic point.
Move.
We're losing a victory point.
Vehicle needs a heading!
Come on, Sappers, get to following.
Our supply line's broken. We have sectors isolated out there.
Sappers, report it.
On your feet. We're moving, lads.
The enemy has our victory point now.
Light vehicle!
Got your
eager to
rifle?
go.
Rounds?
Get patched
Come
up,
on
lads.
then!
A-15 Crusader is on station and ready for orders.
Come on, chaps! War's not over yet!
What you got for us? We're moving, lads.
Sappers, split up, boys.
Head into our
Base plate
destination
walking
now.
calm like
There
shapes
is nowhere to be
Say that,
seen!
taking nasty blows! Hard track! Hit the engine block!
Commander, enemy forces hold all victory points.
Engage! Give us some wellies! Order! Engage all! Get to work!
We're losing a munitions point.
Away take the position, Sappers.
Stop mucking
Like you
about.
was trained.
Let's get rolling,
Heavy
lads.
motor on standby.
Time to march,
Vickers
boys.
MG.
We're losing a fuel point to enemy action.
Point! Take that point!
Armor! Guard, lads!
Sappers back, full numbers.
You're the boss. Yeah, enemy territory!
You wakers will march!
Heavy motor!
Oh, fuck me! He's gone!
Ready DNG.
Oh, bloody hell!
Up
Here it
through 'em!
comes!
Move!
Clear arms.
Sappers
Take us
report.
to
Nice
combat
and straight.
patrol!
Let's put them through their
Albert, get
paces.
to work!
Orders received and hitch up the
Sappers
gun.
on site.
Let's
We're not
move.
fucking mitching, David. We're taking that
Gunners,
position.
we have our orders.
Ticking over! Just say the... Albert! Reverse!
Ready to locate securing enemy territory.
Vickers MG, ready.
We're keeping a low profile.
Fueled up and ready. Take your stations, we're heading out. We're moving out.
the enemy CP!
Sappers under fire!
Enemy position under our control!
Taking losses! Oh, how many times? Promote run, Sappers! Run!
Bench is shot, moving anyway.
Send your on fire!
Rifle section taking heavy enemy fire here. Pull back to
Proximity alarm. Our territory is under attack.
Get on it, lazy dick!
We've been given our orders.
The operator on the move. Sappers got orders to move. Back at full strength. Engines chugging along. Forward,
Reinforcements have
shoot!
arrived.
Enemy fire!
They've cut us off. Territory's out of supply.
Combat patrol! We're already in combat!
Sappers under fire! Shoot! Over there! He's dead!
Tank houses in its sight.
Sappers, we're ready! It's fine! It's back!
You can't help him.
Save him a Willie!
Soldiers, orders have come in. Stand by.
Quick win, march.
Move yourself.
We are losing territory.
Sappers, eyes open, guns up. We're taking that position.
Gurkha rifles have been made available to us.
We're chugging in ready.
Come on, ladies, while we're young.
Who told you out, bloody drive?
Yes, sir. Say that!
We're losing a fuel point.
Say that again!
Right, fire and move. Engage
Every
on sight.
bloody thing in the
Ah,
way!
Corporal's fuck.
Position, Snapple!
Fire on the
Got more for us.
Smoking full of arms.
Damnation! Sector's in enemy hands.
Run, no!
Infantry taking losses here.
Enemy armor, what's the stage? Matilda! Moving
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action. The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Now! Join objective for a promotion? Maybe they'll give us a little tune-up
HMG
first.
team, moving
Get
down.
them!
Fire in the
Enemy
fucking
gets in the
center.
road!
New chaps in place and ready.
He's still blinking away in there. Well, that's going to leave a mark. Driver! Move!
The sector is in enemy control.
Fire on all targets!
Engaging on sight! They're breaking through us, yeah?
Ladies,
Driver!
action!
Driver!
Roll this bench out!
Get it antsy! Give us orders!
Look like raw hat
Welders
orders!
out! Get to
Give
repair!
us bloody orders! It's a body day for a drive!
Orders, sir! Sappers ready!
Standing by. The gaffer says
We move!
Soldiers, command has issued
What is
orders.
this? Spare wheel drive?
Taking ground from the enemy.
There's a job that needs doing. Driver, give us a wee bit of distance.
Gurkha rifle section
to
ready and
receive
waiting.
objective. Stay alert.
New!
belongs to the
Repairs
Germans.
finished!
Taking what is rightfully ours.
Sappers! Eager as we'll ever be.
Royal Engine,
That
get
capture
to
point
your
needs to be
orders.
ours, right?
Command. Right, let's be off, chaps. Got work to do. Let's move, chaps. It'd be great to be
Light
off
vehicle,
tagging a
take
trailer.
your stations. We're heading out.
You need a tank. Keeping a low profile. Right, get
it load
moving.
bearing?
Like we don't have a brew up. Gain some distance. Matilda, heavy tank.
I don't want finders keepers, lads.
Look sharp, gunners. We have our orders.
That machine gun will try to
Loaded and ready to go. My crew's on standby.
Like shit through a goose. We're not feathers!
Enemy fire is too heavy.
Ready to get out. Back in your
That's
seats
enough.
and
Hold
eyes
that
open.
patrol. Get on my arse.
Infantry are standing by to deploy.
Matilda in G here! This one comes from the top! She can clear to engage every boss pass. Cut and run!
Awaiting instructions on the arses! Move!
Airburst shells will decimate enemy infantry concentrations.
Alright, we're ready! What now?
Keep those flankers buttoned up. Weapon crew losing men here.
Roll this bitch out!
HMG team ready.
She can take it! Reverse!
Retreat.
Push it!
Come on.
An HMG crew has been lost to enemy action.
Breathing space, if
Royal
you please.
Engineers, ready. Soldiers, standard,
Ready to
move
lead
up.
the charge. Our talents are needed.
Royal Engineers out of contact. Presumed dead.
Stay alert.
Sappers, we're
The
ready.
heavy mortar team has been destroyed. One of ours. We have 300 points remaining.
Matilda, get to work.
Sappers, kill that machine gunner.
We're losing a capture point to enemy action.
He's dead! You up? Retreat! Come on! Awaiting orders!
Right, flogging it carefully
Back
now.
with full strength.
The location.
The beggars are threatening a munitions point.
Start hatching it up now.
Vehicle needs a heading.
Crusader gassed and good to go.
Sappers receive far too close for comfort. Take it.
Sector overrun. The enemy has it.
We see. Crusader on the hook.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Fighting!
Pay attention!
A victory point is being overrun.
Orders, sir. Apparently it's better
Taking up
over
some
there.
hell and fury. Ready. Advance. Hatches open. Eyes everywhere.
Brothers, pack up.
Moving off.
We're heading out.
Easy fire.
Sappers,
Hit
fire.
hard.
We're moving out.
Orders.
Victory point lost. The enemy has control.
Sir, pull back to base! Leave it!
Clear the way, David.
Glory or death? What shall it be? Let's move, Gakali.
Sapper, let me guess. We should
Good
see
God.
the other guy.
Matilda infantry support available for... Damn it! The enemy holds all victory
the enemy
points.
of their resources. We have our order. Stay alert. This belongs to the Germans.
The beggars are threatening a fuel point.
Matilda, heavy tank. Advance.
The Bosch are pushing hard. We're down to 250 points.
Good as new. Repairs
Commander has spoken. Move it now.
Keep up your rate!
Heavy tank at the ready. Ready to lead the charge. Weapon upgrade.
We've lost a sector.
We're receiving orders. Rest that location.
Taking minor damage. Onto your station. Target's gotta go. Clear and stay, gunner.
Artillery barrage on the way.
Get us out of here. The future shot. Register back. We have to get here.
Oh, those
Give us the
biscuits
one.
and shits! Attention! Open up! Cover his position!
Get the hell out of you. Advance.
Sappers on site.
We're down to 200 points.
Destroy it. Cut and run. Data needs orders.
Bang up, John. It's prepared.
Let's
Do
get
something.
it done.
Sappers being hit.
We're swapping around us.
Who's not taking losses?
Matilda, reverse. Push it.
Man, run, Sappers. Run.
Hey, driver. Reverse, driver. Reverse us.
Order received. Guys standing, brothers.
Replacements are in!
Royal Engineers trained and ready to go.
I don't want to hear
Royal
a fucking
Engineers
word.
reporting
We'll risk it for a biscuit,
Royal
won't we?
Engineers, pack it up,
Order
lad.
You
confirmed.
have command points available.
Pull back now.
A munitions point is being overrun.
Let's get to it. Hatching it. Sappers back to full numbers. Time to march, boys. Come on.
Right, shut your mush and move your feet.
Give us the mission. Time to burn some fuel.
Stop knocking and give us some breathing room.
A sector is in enemy control.
Present and accounted for, securing enemy...
Commander, we have artillery on standby.
Sappers ready.
We need orders, do we not?
Good as new. Repairs finished.
Brothers, welcome to the front line.
We've 100 points left.
Albert, watch those ships. Matilda, heavy. Let's get going, laddies. There's a job that needs doing.
Sappers, receiving orders.
Vehicle needs a heading.
The Gakali hear and obey. Prepare to move out, brothers.
Stop. What now? Diggy's there. It's captured.
Denying the enemy of...
Earth wind it up.
Always eager to serve. Jerry's nowhere to be seen.
75 points remaining for us.
Where's the... Rev that bloody engine and get moving.
Sappers, stow that gear, boys. We're going. And here we go.
Pay attention,
Close
lazy
the
buggers.
engines up!
Secure.
Rangers! Mattel's all right, boys. We're the spearhead.
He's gone! Just keep fighting!
Alex!
Inside a gas and good to go. Right, let's be on track.
Cutting it a bit fine here. We're down to only 50 points.
Look lively now. Time to secure that airborne
Are
back.
we ready to
Guys,
trench?
watch your asses.
Hold it right. Let's go back up. Move!
Tucker's here! What is it?
Fire!
Matilda tank knocked out in the field.
Sappers, we're taking that position. Engineers, ready.
Ready to run! Come in! Switch! We have a let's move, Jack! I'd be grateful we're not loading the pipe. They are fucking gutter! They've got us marked!
Our enemy is eager to die, brother.
Crusader gone. No con- We're losing a victory.
Out and actually train and look at some of the issues to do with tank warfare. And they send out there some of their early models, their test model vehicles to trial. Now, Germany as well is, as an industrial base, they have problems. They don't have a massive motor car industry. So when the German army are thinking about how we're going to develop this new weapon that we want to be able to use, we've been at the receiving end in the First World War, they're looking around for the best industrial concerns that have skills and perhaps techniques to take these forward. And they start off in the 20s by going to Krupp, Rheinmetall and Daimler and getting them to build something that was called a gross tractor, a large tractor. A couple of years later, they do a light tractor. And these companies get a skill set together about how an armoured vehicle might be built. What are some of the main concerns? What are those issues? Things like transmission, tracks, armour plating. In the 20s, the Germans actually work out an effective method of welding armour plate, which again is a brilliant idea, because if you rivet armour plate, you need a framework to rivet that armour plate to. By welding it, not only are you actually making the armour watertight, so you can deep wade, but you're saving, they worked out about 4 tons on an average size armoured vehicle, just by not having the framework and the rivets, which of course, there's another problem with rivets. If they're hit by oncoming fire, they can actually shear off and become a projectile inside the tank as well. So all this is being experimented with. It's only in the early 1930s, when Hitler comes to power, that actually they take some of these earlier experiments, and in 1934, Hitler puts out an order to those same 3 companies to come up with the Panzer III and what was going to become the Panzer IV. Now, the difference between those 2 tanks is the German army realized it wanted the Panzer III as its breakthrough weapon, the weapon that they will then exploit and continue through a gap if you've broken through a front line. And they wanted it, unlike some of the other European countries, to have a gun that would knock out other tanks. They did foresee Panzer IIIs bumping into enemy tanks and therefore needing to engage them. The Panzer IV was really a support vehicle for this Panzer III. It was going to have a short-barreled 75mm gun that can fire high explosives so it can take on prepared positions. But it really was supporting this vehicle, not, as in the Western countries, we tended to think of them as infantry support, vehicles that were going to help the infantry onto a target. So they're designed by the 3 companies Daimler wins the competition that's put together for the Panzer III. The Panzer IV, interestingly, they end up looking very, very similar. Much argument afterwards about why did they bother creating two designs which in the end had very, very similar features. Was it worth it? And this shows, in one sense, the influence of actually the German High Command. They are quite happy to actually step in at certain times in tank production and say, we want you to go down this route. Panzer III, it has many teething troubles in its development. The first 4 models are really just to get the suspension system right. They want it, the German army wants it to have a 50mm gun, but a 50mm gun is not actually developed yet. So it starts off having the standard German anti-tank gun, the 37mm gun. So early models, really trial affairs to get the technique right. And another issue we have to remember as well is Hitler is putting most of his resources into the Luftwaffe and to the Kriegsmarine, the Navy. Tanks are only a very small part of their overall budget. Between 37 and 41, only 4.7% of German money on arms manufacture goes into tanks. The German war plan of 1935 is putting together about 69 divisions of infantry, 3 of cavalry, and only 3 of tanks. So we mustn't fall into that trap of later German propaganda. When Hitler sees the success of the tank in 1940, he constantly bigs up, the propaganda bigs up the use of the tank all the time. Actually, before the Second World War, it's only a part of how the Germans, a small part of how the Germans think they're going to be facing up to future conflict. Now, the production of Panzer IIIs is very, very slow. It doesn't come out at the rate, certainly, that Hitler wants. And by the beginning of the Polish campaign in September of 1939, there's barely 180 of these tanks are actually ready. So the early part of the war, Germany is really using its training tanks, the Panzer Is and the Panzer IIs, what Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs are available, but being backed up enormously by captured Czech tanks. So the 35, 38T, tanks like that, they're the tanks that actually really help bolster the German forces of that period. The German military and the production side think they're going to be ready for a major war in about 1943. Hitler, as we know, he influences German tank design in the summer of 1940 when he sees the reports about the poor performance of the 37mm gun on the early Panzer IIIs. He insists the long-barreled 50mm gun is fitted. In actual fact, it's 18 months before that gun actually gets on a Panzer III, and that makes him furious, because if the long-barreled 50mm gun, which has a much better armor penetration capability, had been on the tank earlier, it probably wouldn't have suffered so much when it bumps into tanks in July of 1941, tanks like the KV-1 and the T-34. So Hitler, again, he's influencing tank design. He's looking at where he thinks design is going in the future. And don't forget, it's only after those summer victories that really Hitler then starts turning around and saying, this is what helped us win. In the summer of 1940 against France, it's the tanks that then he concentrates some of his propaganda on, and then he takes credit for some German panzer generals using these Panzer IIIs to great effect.
Sappers,
now this particular model, it's an L model. This one comes later in the production run. They stopped making Panzer IIIs as gun tanks in August of 1943. Its earlier design, it's about mobility. It's
Royal Engineers trained and ready to go.
And that mobility means they keep the armour protection levels down. It's about 30 millimetres of armour plate on the front. Hitler, again in the summer of 1940, when he sees again these bigger guns being used, he starts investigating up armour.
Royal Engineers on the field
and some of that comes later as Schützen, which are side plates, add-on armour that are placed there. And also, and here we've got what they called Vorpanzer, an extra 20 millimetre frontal plate put across just in front of the drivers and the bow machine gunner's position. That's up-armouring the vehicle. But there was a point that Panzer III wasn't going to go beyond. They put the HL, the Maybach HL120 engine in the back, later a Maybach TRM engine to try and up the horsepower, up the power. But really, this was a tank that when Germany gets to being on the defensive, you can't carry on adding too much armour protection. And the turret size, they start with that 37 millimetre gun. They then go on to a short-barreled 50 millimetre, then the long-barreled, as we can see here, 50 millimetre gun. The standard is a 5 centimetre anti-tank pack gun. And the very last model, the model Ausrung N, actually goes back to having the short-barreled 75 millimetre gun that was going on the Panzer IV. But the Panzer III can't be developed any further. So they stop making it as a gun tank. They carry on making it because it's actually got lots of other very useful roles. So they carry on making it as a chassis for the famous Sturmgeschütz. And we'll look at Sturmgeschütz in another little film.
What's the task?
So this particular model, it's shipped out to Benghazi in North Africa. It's noted as being there. It's then issued to the frontline troops. We think it's captured at the Battle of Alam Halfa, which is Rommel's last attempt to push through the British lines to get at Egypt. And it's captured in relatively good order. We've got photographs of it being de-bombed out there in North Africa before it was sent back to Britain for analysis with a number of other captured German tanks. So we've got all the reports. And some of those reports on the British side of things, they pick out things they liked about this tank, such as its roomy turret with the commander at the back, right in the middle, so we've got good visibility going looking forward, and he's also got line of sight to his gunner and his loader, and almost through to the front of the vehicle, where you've got the driver and the bow machine gun and radio operator. So that was picked up as being very good. They thought some of the technical details, even then they were picking up, but they seemed to be a bit over-engineered. But one thing interesting they did see a worry was the welds. And even though the Germans had come up with this way of welding on the plate, those welds made the tank fairly vulnerable at certain times. If the welds went up to scratch, that was where the tank, if it was hit, would tend to split. And certainly if you look at images of internal explosions, that's where, again, quite often you'll see that the cracks going along the seam lines of the welds. Other issues they looked at, this is torsion bar suspension. The early models, different companies, Daimler went for torsion bar, Krupp, when they were putting their proposal together, because Krupp had a railway background, they were actually looking at using double bogies on the vehicle. So you've got what they call trailing arms of torsion bar suspension, a shock absorber at the front. One of those simple little problems, though, with the complexity of some of these vehicles, the German troops found it actually hard to get the liquid that was due to go in the shock absorbers out to the front line all the time. Drive sprocket at the front, engine at the rear. Advantages and disadvantages of having a drive at the back. This debate goes on very often, but the advantage you can see here is there's a long track run going all the way before it reaches the drive sprocket, and that means things like mud and sand are shaken off, so that by the time it gets to the drive sprocket, you should have less wear and tear on that front drive sprocket. I've mentioned the armour plate. 30mm front of standard, an extra 20mm added here, and they were also, they put a framework over the front mount.
Sappers ready.
They were going to add more extra armor plate over that as well. This particular version
awaiting orders.
And again, later in the year, you'll see Kingston, you mentioned, side plates. They were first put on to help try and fund solid shot.
Awaiting instructions, sir.
Away from the vehicle, it may not have the full impact when it hit the space-hardened armour plate on the front or on the side, where it's even thinner. They also found, of course, later with hollow charge weapons, if it detonates it away from the main body of the vehicle, you've got enough what they call standoff distance to dissipate the effect.
We've got orders to back and full.
A strategic point is being overrun.
So they were added as well.
We're taking
Armed with
that position.
MG34s in the front and as a coaxial, and as on this vehicle you can see with one for anti-aircraft defence as well.
A capture point is being overrun.
Good, relatively
Zappers,
reliable
like shit
tank.
through a
It had
goose.
so many teething troubles like tanks
We're
before
losing
it,
a victory
and,
point.
No tank is reliable in the way perhaps comparing
Contact
it to
with
a
the
modern
enemy.
car. They break
We're
down
in
all
it
the
now.
time. It has a good power
Commander,
to weight ratio.
paradrops
It
have the
had good
green light.
mobility early on,
Zappers.
but by 1943, the Germans have realised themselves.
Victory
this is
point
now an
is in
outcast
enemy
vehicle,
hands.
So it's converted into other roles. Some are made into
fighting our way
munitions
through.
carriers, some are made into recovery
like we got here in the
vehicles.
nick of
They've
time.
already got a flamethrower version, an armed version, an artillery observation version.
Here you go,
But
lads.
most
Get
of them
cracking.
end up carrying on being used as stern.
Keep
Very
fighting!
effective. Cost-wise, you can build three stern defences to
fucking
these
stop!
Panzer II, so there's a lot more technicalities going into this one. So a classic vehicle of the early war German victories, but also an interesting vehicle because it helps us understand perhaps a little bit more about how the Germans got to that, the tank and the battlefield position, and how they were going to use, or how they thought they were going to use that tank. And again, let's not forget the German propaganda that picks up that sense of the use of the tank only
beggars
after
are
those
threatening a
victories,
fuel point.
in May of 1940 in France, Belgium, Holland.
Royal Engineers, and here we go. Resource cache going down.
If you do like these tank chats, do
Damnation.
please
The sector's
subscribe
in
to the
enemy
Tank
hands.
Museum's YouTube channel.
Roger that. Let's get Royal Engineers here.
Oh, you tear it up, Billy.
Capture
This
point is
tank
being
chat's going to
contested.
be about the SDKFZ 161, known to most of us as the Panzer IV. And the Panzer IV is that tank that Germany makes the most of in the Second World War, about 8,353 of them made, so that's a lot of tanks for the German tank production. There's one other armoured vehicle that makes more, 10,000 Sturm made, but
We are
this is
losing
that
territory.
classic German tank of the wartime era. But actually, it's also a tank that sees action after the war in other armies, and the last time it sees it actually goes into combat is 1967, so it had a long old service life as well. Now, if you've seen our earlier tank
We are losing
on
a
the Panzer
victory
I,
point
Panzer
to
II,
enemy action.
even Panzer III, we've talked there a lot about
beggars are
the
threatening a
situation in
victory
Germany
point.
after the First World War and their rearmament programs in the 20s and 30s, how they went
Commander,
about things, what their
territory
theories
is
were.
being-
So I'd recommend
Victory
having a look
point
at those.
belongs to the
So I
enemy.
won't repeat everything, but broadly,
The
the
beggars are threatening a
situation is in
munitions
the early
point.
1930s, under the influence of certain German generals, mainly
We're losing a
Guderian,
fuel
there was
point
a
to enemy
push
action.
to put panzer units, panzer
out the
divisions
sights.
together, and they are looking
We're
at
losing a munitions
what they
point
can
to
build in
enemy
terms
action.
of tanks to actually equip
We're
these
losing
new
a victory
divisions
point.
and develop a new way of armoured warfare. Now, the Panzer I and Panzer II, in essence, become the training
Eyes
tanks of
open.
the
Enemies
German
pushing
military
the
to get
line,
them used
trying
to.
to take
They
one of our
want to build
points.
them in a relative hurry. The Panzer III and Panzer IV
Victory point
are
under
ultimately
enemy
going to be
control.
the tanks that they really want to equip the new Panzer divisions, even though the Panzer IIs actually are going to be used in combat and Panzer Is to a certain degree as well. The Panzer III, Guderian argues we need a tank with an anti-tank weapon on it, i.e. a gun on the turret
Territory
with a
sector
360
lost,
turning
Commander.
turret that is going to be capable of taking on other tanks
losing a
should they
munitions
meet them,
point.
but also supporting the infantry in attack. And the Panzer IV is going to be a support, a tank that will carry a 7.5 centimetre howitzer, which will fire high explosives, and that will be used to take out targets that the Panzer III's gun will not be able to cope with. So with high explosives, it tends to be things like artillery positions, buildings, infantry in the open, etc., things like that. So that would be the idea for why you need the Panzer IV. And as is the way in Germany, so it's January 1934, the German military issued a requirement to industry, 3 companies, some of whom already working on development, Krupp, Rheinmetall, Borsig, and MAN, the third company. Those companies are all approached with the idea of building what was then still under the Universal Peace Treaty issues, under the idea of being it's going to be a medium tractor, or BW, big light vehicle bargain, it's basically his thing. So BW, accompanying vehicle. So that request goes out to industry, and ultimately Krupp actually gets the contract. Initially, the Germans are interested in following one of their key engineers, Niekamp, his idea of the interleaved road wheels, because, and this is another thing, when we step back, you can see the Germans are in a bit of a hurry to get this production going. They have lots of issues in terms of finding factory space skills, engineering. They're learning on the job, as it were, as you'll see in those other developments in the Panzer IIs and Panzer IIIs. So they have issues here. So one of the things that Krupp, even though the German military likes the idea of torsion bar and interleaved road wheels, actually, in the end, Krupp goes to a very simple suspension system, where actually either side we've got leaf springs on a hub arrangement and double road wheels, and sort of 4 either side, making 8 sets of road wheels each turn. So things like that are, you can see even in the development of the Panzer IV, there is this idea of sometimes corners have to be cut or things have to be done in a manner because quite simply they just don't have the engineering capabilities or the machine tools to manufacture everything. Now, very quickly, it's 1936, they're already starting to say, right, we can start putting this vehicle into serious production. And the Ausführung, or the Model A, the first major model, they only make 34 of these, but this idea that what they're going through is a series of, right, here's what we've got to do so far, and then out will come the Ausführung with improvements. So it's almost on the job, as it were, as they're building these in the factories, coming up with better solutions to some of the problems, better, easier manufacturing techniques, etc. So that Ausführung goes through. And what you're really looking at, again to step back, from Ausführung A at the very beginning of the production series to Ausführung J, what you will really see is an increase in armour protection, in firepower, and later also in simplifying the design and build so they could make more of them quickly. And that tends to come in right at the end of the production series. So what you get if you get an Ausführung A, which is basically early, it's got a 5-man crew. You've got 3 in the turret, you've got 2 in the front, you've got a driver and a bow machine gun next to him on the right-hand side if you're facing forward. You've got there as well, behind in that turret situation, the commander is in the centre of the turret, and he's given, it goes through a number of changes, a cupola to command from. Either side of him, on his left-hand side, again as you face forward, you can see that's where the gunner's position will be. And on the right-hand side will be where the loader's position is. And one of the things that was picked up on when Panzer IVs were being captured by the British in North Africa, one of the things was the good ergonomics was admired. The fact that that commander's position seems to have, being very central, high up, best position in terms of viewing at the back of the turret, but you can also see down almost right the way through the front. And again, little details like this were picked up on by the British is very good. Because again, you mentioned it before, in the stress of combat, etc., you think, okay, they've got throat mics, intercoms, they're talking to each other, but sometimes it's a look, it's a harmless, it's a wing, it's a smartest, whatever else it happens to be. And they could pick that up, but actually the ergonomics inside of it is very well designed. They start the early models with a Maybach Heckler engine. It's a 108. They later go to the 120 TRM engine that goes into the main production runs of the Panzer IV. It's fitted in the rear. They offset the turret slightly, and the engine in the opposite side because the drive shaft that comes right through the front has to start in the middle. And if you imagine all the operations for the turret basket below, where you've got the rotary junction underneath the turret basket, of course, if you've got to actually get that out of the way so you can maneuver this drive shaft to the front. Gearbox is in the front, and you can see the sprockets are on the front there. So in a way, it's what we would consider a fairly traditional modern World War II tank layout in the way it's put together. For armour protection, as I mentioned, it starts actually, the very early models, relatively thin. You've got about 15 millimetres of armour on the front there, slightly thicker armour actually on the turret. But it ends up, by the Model J, to having 80 millimetres of armour on the front and about 50 millimetres on the turret. So that progression that goes on all the way through. And this again comes back to, if we're looking at the history, the whole of German World War II tank history, the influence of Hitler. Hitler, again, cannot be overemphasised enough how much when Hitler says something, it is enacted by the German military and industry. And again, in 1940, it's Hitler who says, right, I want Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs to be taken from a lower category of demand for a priority to the German military into a higher category. It is Hitler who then, in the spring, or I think about May of 1941, he actually asked that why not try to fit the 5-centimetre anti-tank gun on the Panzer IV. Now that's an important decision there, or an idea there, because this vehicle, as we've said, it's a support vehicle. It's supposed to have that
a new infantry section is ready for battle.
7.5 centimetre gun on it. And that was really, it could fire at other tanks. It did have an anti-tank round, but it was really there for its high explosive capacity. So the fact Hitler is now saying already, you might be able to put an anti-tank gun on it, and that follows on, of course, then there's the invasion of Russia in the summer of 1941, when all the KV tanks, T-34 tanks and that, and this idea of we are going to need thicker armour, bigger guns to match the Soviet tanks, the better quality ones, that then goes back to the German High Command, and Hitler is reading these reports again. And again, the idea of the 5-centimetre gun is dropped very quickly, and Hitler then, in autumn, argues to say put a 7.5 high velocity gun, so same size as the hole at the end of the barrel, but 7.5 high velocity, much less gun. This is going to be the L-43 gun that is going to go on this vehicle, and it's developed, it's actually originally crushed, so the Rheinmetall gun developed it further. And that is again at the instigation of Hitler, because he is now looking at the Panzer IV as thinking, like most tanks, it's going to have to use other tanks, and therefore the support role, we can do that with other measures. Hence, fuel point is being overrun. So again, it's that Hitler's influence. Hitler then, following in the spring of 43, he is the one who sees the results of these putting Schützen, which are basically finished armour plates, so standing away from the main armour of the vehicle, on the side and on the turret. He then insists this can stop or basically help the Russian points remaining. And he says, right, put them in all. So straight away, that's another thing that influences the Panzer IV. Then they start putting on Schützen on this, and you can see it on the turret on this vehicle. And that influences the Ausfront, the next models that come out, because when you put the side skirts on, you'll be able to see it on this turret. It actually covers some of the vision ports and interferes with some of the operations of the tanks. So they have to adjust for that. But if Hitler says it's going to happen, it happens again. So that again is another one of those things in the background we'll see. And again in 43, where Speer and Hitler at various conferences, they come together and they end up doing the Adolf Hitler tank program. To see what tanks are going to be developed further, and again stopping making these huge numbers of varieties. Let's boil it down. And the Panzer IV, they are expecting the Panzer IV to be replaced by the Panther, the medium German tank, a powerful anti-tank gun on it before the end of the war because that was their intention, as it were, but actually the Panzer IV was going. And again, stepping back a bit as well, right from the early days, the Panzer IV was looked at, as was the Panzer III, with a view that this is going to be the basis for other types of vehicles. So we see bridge layers, we later see anti-aircraft mounts, level wing, etc. put on it. We see it as being a basis for self-propelled artillery, etc. But that's, in a way, is another story from the main gun tanks. Now, the progression of putting that new gun onto
a victory point is being overrun.
Victory point is in enemy hands. It's a 7.5, as I said, anti-tank gun that goes through about 1,800 metres. It will go for about 77 millimetres of armour plate with its armour piece around. That is a huge difference. I think it's about 7 difference from the earlier short gun 7.5, its capacity to go through armour. You know, it is a very effective anti-tank gun, and it means, again, when these start turning up in North Africa, the British call them the Panzer IV Specials, they actually call them at the time, when they see them with a longer barrel.
Royal Marines have made ready a
certain
central
types of battle situations, think of the desert where you might have open landscapes, you can use the full range of that gun, being knocked out at 1,700 metres by a Panzer IV. You know, most of the British vehicles, the best gun they had at the time, this was coming in, was going to be the 75mm on the Grant tank. So, you know, and that didn't have the same velocity and the same
Centaur close support tank is ready to assist our infantry.
So that was a problem at certain times. And again, if you read the
we're losing a capture point to enemy action.
What they then call the F2 model, so it's Ausrung 1 has the shorter barrel, Ausrung 2. F2, sorry, has the longer 75mm gun with the new high velocity. When they start appearing,
we are
you can
losing
see
a
the
victory
crew
point
reports
to enemy
again,
action.
There's a level of satisfaction that all of a sudden they now have a firepower that can really take on the Soviets on the Eastern Front and in the Western Desert as well. You know, the British and later the American forces as well.
Victory
that
point belongs to the enemy.
Very effective anti-tank with a good crew.
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action.
Kind of like the really important one to have a look at. That gun, originally it comes out with a round muzzle brake on the end, a slightly sort of bulbous shaped one. That reduces the recoil of the gun by about 55%, which again is one of those other issues. Because the Panzer
we're
IV
losing a
strategic had quite a wide
this
turret ring,
isn't good.
what
the
ends up
enemy have the
happening
upper hand.
is instead of developing on the Panzer III, which although it does go through development,
enemy
it's
has
the
engaged
Panzer
our
IV
company
has the
CP.
bigger potential for further development. So that is the one that takes forward, and ultimately,
Enemy beggars are
it's
threatening the
overtaking
strategic
the Panzer III's role. It's no longer a support tank, it's actually doing what the Panzer III was originally invented for. And a lot of people on as well, when you think of those two different programs,
enemy ground forces have claimed a sector.
Tanks came out at the end of this, and again,
We've lost
early
contact
days when
with our
we kind of sort of
sappers.
learned the different tanks. Panzer III and Panzer IV, there's a great deal
We have
of
200 points remaining.
The Panzer IV is just a little bit bigger, and because of that, the development
Ready for another bout!
there's a newer gun as well, a slightly longer
Come on,
gun, an
sappers, get to
L48
follow it.
7.5 is fitted later the following year, and that has a different motor rate, and that's the type of gun that's on this tank here, behind me, this particular Panzer IV. So armour protection is up, again Hitler's influence. He insists that some of the production has thicker armour on the front. Again, he's reading reports from the Eastern Front, where of course most German tank fighting is going on throughout the war. 75% of Panzer IV losses are actually on the Eastern Front, so that's where all the big tank battles are going. And what happens there is you end up with the idea that the new gun has the new type of muzzle brake, so that's put on there. It's slightly longer than that earlier high velocity gun, so the L48 is slightly longer that way. As the war progresses and Germany is getting bombed, it's having more problems with raw materials, and it is also, again under Speer, he's trying to speed the production process up. So the vehicles, as you're going
Proximity
through,
alarm.
by the time
Our
you're
territory
getting
is
to the
under
Alstrom
attack.
J, they are simplifying them. Some of the simplification was done because of things
The
like there's
beggars
no
are
point
threatening
putting vision
ammunition.
ports, so they're then held up by Schutzen. But other things later on, they're starting to simplify just
The enemy have taken
because
our
they can't wait
territory.
for other components.
We're
So the
losing
J,
a
they get
victory
rid of
point
the
to enemy
motorised
action.
turret mechanism. They get rid of that completely, and you can only turn the turret by hand wheels. And that's a way of trying to simplify the production as it goes through. Now, this particular tank's an interesting one because it shows another feature
Victory point
of the
under
fans at
enemy
transport
control.
production. When they go to
Company
different
CP is taking damage.
quite often,
Sappers getting
earlier
rid of
model, it has the opportunity, it has the trigger on that to go back
We've 100
to a
points
newer
left.
Alstrom standard. So what we've actually got
Lost
here is a
contact with our
relatively
second.
early tank. It's
Commander,
actually a model
enemy forces hold all
Alstrom
victory
D, which
points.
there was only about 230 odd of those made fairly early on, in 1939, 1940. But this one has actually gone back to the factory and it's had additional armour to bring it up to a later standard. You can see bolted on the side, bolted on the front. This, when it was first issued,
75
it had
points remaining for
low
us.
velocity, the 7.5mm gun. It's now got the later model 7.5mm, the L48 gun there.
We're
So
losing a
again,
few
you can
points
see
to
with
enemy
this
action.
particular tank, that's idea also another thing for the German military. That's
commando
idea of
squad has
upgrading
been
to a newer
deployed.
standard
They're
where they
eager for
possibly
work.
could, older model tanks when they have the opportunity to do so. And this particular tank, we're
Cutting it a
not
bit
100%
fine
certain
here.
whether
We're
early
down
days
to
of
only
combat,
50 points.
but it ends its career with the NSKK, which is basically a sort of paramilitary RAC or AA motoring organisation.
Territory
German
sector
set up
lost,
in the 1930s that develops and goes on to provide not only transport for the organisation TOD, it helps support troops in the front line, etc. This was used for driver
We've
training,
25 points
and
left.
NSKK actually did a lot of driver training also for the German military, including tank troops as well. So we know the background to this one. Whether it's all combat as an earlier model and thought was upgraded, we're not too sure, sort of thing. But again, it's one of those vehicles, a number of 94s, captured in North Africa, or brought back to the UK. This particular one remained for after evaluation. This was at the end of the war, it was brought back to Britain. Earlier ones that some were actually used for firing trials. One earlier tank was actually given back to the Tank Museum, the Tank Museum in Munster. Decades after the Second World War ended.
Pull back and
But
regroup.
a fascinating, obviously, vehicle to be able to look at. And we can just have a look at one or two of those details, which I know sometimes when you're wondering what those different bits fitted on a tank are for. And with this vehicle, it's worth our while having a closer look at them. So as I mentioned, this one originally, it's a Model D, so a relatively early vehicle that has been upgraded, and we can see this need to meet what Hitler has ordered on this particular vehicle, such as, look at the thickening, the extra armour. We've got extra plates put on the side. That's when, again, it was insisted that the side armour as well as the frontal armour is increased. And the frontal armour they wanted to get up to, Hitler says, first of all, it was only some of the tanks, but then all the tanks, now it's got to be 8 centimetres or 80mm thick. Again, one of the other things we can see, some of those detailing, this gun originally, when this model was built, was the short-barreled howitzer, the 7.5 centimetre gun. Now we've got that later model, long, high-velocity 7.5 centimetre gun. But one of the features that, again, this bar that goes out over the end from the front of the turret here, the bar is so that when the turret is actually slewed around, that bar will catch on here, which is where the aerial, this is broken off sadly, but the aerial goes straight up, and it will actually push that aerial, which is on a spring, all the way down into this wooden tray to keep it safe and out the way. And it will spring back up once the vehicle is actually going, or once basically it's free of the turret and the gun. As I mentioned, so here we can see the Schutzen. Again, they tended to put thicker plates on the turret, about 8mm thinner plates on the side.
We're taking that
and
position.
as I mentioned, the idea there is not to actually, a lot of people think it was there to detonate hollow charge weapons. It has that effect,
Section CP
but
right
it was
there.
originally
Make
the
it snappy.
experimentation. They were firing Russian
Royal Engineers trained and
anti-tank
ready to go.
rifles, and it will
What needs
tumble
to
the
go on,
bullet. It will
sappers?
actually
That
break up
capture
the
point
bullet or
needs to be out,
stop
right?
it hitting the main armour effectively. So that's why they were applied. And at the very end, you will see some of the Schutzen are actually down to wire mesh, so they're actually using
Sappers,
it more for
eager to
that
shift some dead
hollow
weight.
charge, defeating hollow charge.
done, Commander.
Another thing you can see
Section
on this
Commander.
vehicle is here where they've added extra armour on the side of the bodies that has to work its way around the bump stop and the fixture for the suspension. And again, being an early vehicle, it's got rubber road wheels on the top here, return rollers. Again, later in the production run, to save on rubber,
What's the
these
task?
just become metal. The tracks as well were
I've had
actually
orders in
thickened for
yachts.
use on the eastern
Sappers
front, and
ready.
they also they came up with
Royal
other
Engineers,
ideas
yeah?
such as a snow plough for
Sappers,
the front of the
ready
vehicle.
to destroy
Hit the
some
Seas
poor
drawings likes the
bastard's
idea of a
handiwork.
snow plough and insist that they are made available for the frontline troops. And also
Position
to
taken.
extend the range
Tidy.
of the vehicle.
Time for a
Certainly
brew?
in the early years in Russia, they're looking to think, how do we get a Panzer IV to be able to travel further? So they actually make a trolley for the rear that doubles the range of the
Sapper
vehicle. So
round
it
An
ends up
infantry
having a
section
couple
of Tommies has been trained.
drums on the rear trolley that can actually therefore make that vehicle go further. Some of these Panzer IVs were used or tested for Operation Sea Lion, the idea of the invasion of Britain. So it turned out to be quite a successful system where they could actually
munitions
drive
point is
across
being overrun.
the seabed off of landing craft, and they have a snorkel system to bring them ashore. Now obviously Sea Lion never takes place, but we think some of those tanks, those Panzer IVs, were used in the invasion of
Sappers
Russia
receiving
to cross
orders.
the Bug River. So
Position
that
taken.
system was actually used in
Tidy.
operation. And also, again, as we come around to the rear here, we can see some of the other features, changes that have gone on. Here is a smoke handle system that basically you could drop smoke handles at the rear, but again,
The
looking
beggars
at
are threatening a
this
victory
wouldn't have been
point.
effective with this type of exhaust muffler in
We're
place.
losing
here.
a
So
victory
again,
point.
sometimes the upgrades that you can see being
Ready
put
for
onto a
charging,
vehicle
though.
actually negate some of the other roles. They've
moving.
tried to deal with
Mulder,
it
you
in
with
some
me?
areas with cutouts, etc. In some other
Victory
areas you can
point
see
belongs
actually,
to
so
the
you would
enemy.
have stopped using that when they had this
Spark
muffler
up while
put
there's
on.
time.
Here we
We're
can see
taking
that the
that
proof that
position.
this is a very early model Panzer
full
IV.
strength.
This is a D model because
open,
of
guns
this
up.
bulge in
We're
the back of
taking
the
that
turret
position.
to accommodate the commander's cupola.
Get it,
From the
Anthony.
E model
Give us
onwards, they
orders.
just move the cupola forward and just have a straight back,
Moving,
again
MG.
simplifying the manufacturing. And this, of course, is where you've got armoured vision blocks all going around that
Awaiting
can be
orders.
lifted,
Come on,
split
bastard.
hatch at this particular time so it can go up either side. And again, as we were mentioning, that central position gives the commander a really good view forward, right in the middle of the tank. And also when you open the hatches and look inside, it also gives that nice central position from the point of view of crew management as well. Been on the back of the turret to carry things that no room, crew blankets, etc. And you'll see fixings all around. Again, some of those moved in
infantry
production
section
run
is
to
present
carry
and
the
accountable.
usual things every German tank has to carry, whether it's a fire extinguisher, a pickaxe, a jacking block, etc. So you can see all of those dotted around the vehicle.
Always eager to serve.
Panzer IV was, again, we see it as that
They're losing a
classic
munitions
German battle
point.
tank. It was actually supplied, over 300
Section
was supplied
CP
to
is
actually the
taking damage.
Nazis' allies in the Second World War. And it has a life after the war as well, because a number of countries carried on using them. Spain, Turkey, Finland carried on. They were in service there for into the 1960s. And we think around about 100, just over 100, 50 or so from Czechoslovakia, maybe about the same number from France. Panzer IVs were put together and sold to Syria. And they actually see their last actions in the 1967 wars against the Israelis. So there was a number of Panzer IVs there and a number of still on the Golan Heights, dug in, as it were. They're still there to this day. So it's a tank that also saw a long service, a tank that was the only one that was producing throughout the entire
Infantry
war.
section, trained and
again,
ready.
it's only when you look at it you realise this is that classic Second World War German vehicle that saw action all around every battlefront the Germans were fighting on.
Enemies
and
pushing the
proved to
line,
be,
trying to take one of our
as
points.
so many tanks that, why are they successful? it's because they can accept upgrades and be developed and continue
A
to be
victory
developed.
point
That
is being
seems to be the sign
overrun.
of a successful vehicle.
Sector lost. Repeat. Sector lost.
In these difficult times, obviously your support is really valued. So please do keep following us on social media, do subscribe to our channel, and if you've got the opportunity, perhaps order something from our shop, join one of our schemes like Patreon or our Friends organisation, and we'll try and keep going with giving you some content to keep you informed and entertained.
MG here, say the Vickers relocating.
This tank chat's going to be about this vehicle, the SDKFZ 138/2.
Resource caches will yield
the
a
light
surplus,
Panzer
Commander.
Jaeger
We should construct them
3080
in the
as it was
field.
known, and probably to most people watching, you'll know it as the Hetzer.
Please remember to like, subscribe or click the little notification bell if you don't want to miss out on these videos. And I'd just like to say thank you to all our patrons for making this possible. Please join them if you
We're
can.
losing a victory
Now,
point
the
to
word
enemy
Hetzer, a bit
action.
controversial. It was used in the war in a number of documents, but most German soldiers in World War II
We're
would not
losing
know
a
this
victory
vehicle
point.
as the Hetzer. But for ease of reference, I'm going to call it
Victory
the Hetzer
point
throughout
under
this little
enemy
talk.
control.
Now, this vehicle saw service with the German military in the Second World War. It also saw service with the Czech and the Swiss
Victory
military
point
after the war.
lost.
So
The
it's
enemy has
an
control.
interesting story. And it's also the only Czech tank we have in our collection here. So that gives us an opportunity to talk a little about that very important Czech tank industry that was very influential in the 30s and, of course, in World War II as well.
Pack it up, lads. We're moving.
So, to go back,
Time to march,
Czechoslovakia
boys.
as a country is actually formed
it up, lads.
after World War I for the first time a united country, two real main
Enemy
countries put
infantry, get it
together,
choppy,
and that's
lads.
done as part of the
Run,
Versailles Peace Agreement. Previously, the Czechs and Slovaks had been part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and Austro-Hungary, of course, fighting with Germany in the First World War on the Axis side. But the Czechs not just were fighting for the Axis side, there was a lot of emigre Czechs and people who didn't agree with the Austro-Hungarian Empire that were fighting in Czech legions. One in France, one in the largest outpost in Russia, 80,000 men in the Czech Legion fighting on the Russian side. So they were fighting for the Allies as well. Now, the formation of Czechoslovakia after the Versailles Peace Treaty, the Czechs had a real problem. Czechoslovakia has a major problem because in its
We're losing a
formation,
fuel point
there
to
are
enemy
large
action.
numbers of foreign nationals. There's Poles, there's Hungarian, 3.2 million Germans are in this new Czechoslovakian territory. And that's going to become a problem for Czechoslovakia because pretty soon after the
sector
formation
is
of the
in enemy
country,
control.
other countries are either trying to get some of their population or territory back. And that leads to the Czechoslovakian military having to develop a fairly strong presence
You have 3
quite
command
quickly.
points available.
Now, France has been a great ally of this new nation, and it's the French military model that the Czechoslovakian military looked to emulate. And it's actually not until 1926 that there's actually, for the first time, a Czechoslovakian chief of staff in charge of the military. Before that, French
Beggars are threatening a
officers
munitions
take
point.
those roles and actually take that senior position.
Section command
So there's
post is under
exchanges,
fire.
there's schools set up, equipment exchanges as well go on, and in terms of tanks, for the first time, the new nation's army gets 7 FT tanks off of France. Now they look at those, they are looking at their defensive position, and they're lucky in a way because Czechoslovakia was where the Austro-Hungarian Empire would purposely place some of its arms industry because of the nature
Territory
of the
sector
terrain,
lost,
raw materials,
Commander.
etc. Was suitable for that. So the famous Skoda works set up in the 1890s, that's in the Czechoslovakian territory. They make guns, they export all around the world. In World War I, that's the Germans borrowed from Austro-Hungarians, those huge great siege guns for the siege and destruction of the Belgian forts early in the war. So there is a major arms industry in Czechoslovakia already, but this is further developed for new weapons and especially armoured vehicles. Now, in 1932, they actually get a license for cardinaloid carriers, and they make 70 of those to experiment with. Skoda's already made some armoured cars that they test. But the key decision comes after the rise of Hitler in Germany in 1933. They see that they've got a major issue on the border. And the problem there that they see is they've got a very long border. So they set up, through in the mid-30s, fairly hefty defensive works, pillboxes, emplacements, etc., along that southern border. And they're going to put 17 divisions along the border as static troops, 17 divisions in reserve that can be mobilised to go to where if there is an attack or a breakthrough somewhere, and the key ones for the tank, 4 mobile divisions. And to equip those, they're looking at building an indigenously built tank. Now, they've looked around at other operations, other countries making tanks, but within Czechoslovakia, 2 main companies, one that's called CKD, it's had previous different names beforehand, but we use the initial CKD. Later it becomes BNN under German occupation and ownership. The other one is Skoda, fairly big numbers there. So both of them create a light or medium weight tank that's put to the Czech army in a competition. And it's actually the Skoda model that goes into service with the Czech army as the LT-VZ-35 tank. And that starts equipping these 4 divisions that are going to be the mobile divisions. And again, they're following the idea from the French that the tank, in essence, is a defensive weapon. Yes, it needs its mobility, but it's getting to the point where there may be an enemy breakthrough to counter-attack. That's how they're seeing the use of those tanks. Now, the other company, CKD's effort, it fails in the competition, but it then leads to this remarkable story in the mid to late 30s of how Czechoslovakia rapidly, they're building these tanks, but they then quickly find an export market for them. So these tanks, a bit like the British 6-tonner, suddenly realise that Czech tank development from the mid-1930s is appearing all around the world. So Czech vehicles are taken on by the Swedes, they're taken on by Switzerland, they're taken on by countries as far away as Peru and Iran. So again, just like the Vickers 6-tonner, this is a vehicle that's built under licence or exported quite heavily in the later 1930s. Even in Britain, we ended up with the later model tank, the 38 LT-VZ. That comes across, and one of those is actually trialled here in 1939. Now, the Czech situation deteriorates at the end of the 1930s. So they're building up a large army, they are building tanks to equip that army, but with Hitler in power, he is inciting the Sudeten and Bohemian Germans into, in essence, revolt. And this leads in 1938, September of 1938, to the Munich agreement, basically the crisis that happens in Czechoslovakia. Now, the Czechs are looking to France, looking to Western allies as a way of perhaps bolstering themselves against the threat of Hitler and what he's trying to do using his, as he saw himself, this great diplomatic power he's got at the time. They look to the West. Now, France at the time is politically divided, it is not ready for a fight. They go to Britain. Britain with Chamberlain. Again, Britain is not interested in, it's doing anything it possibly can to avoid a European war. So, and we know this phrase now as appeasement. When we look back, we know it's perhaps a failed policy. But again, at the time in Europe, this was the Munich Agreement considered it's celebrated as a victory. But in the process of Chamberlain signing with Hitler this pact, what ends up happening is Czechoslovakia, this brand new country, is basically sold downstream. It has to surrender key territories to Nazi Germany, and those territories tend to include most of its military fortifications. So this massive 1.2 million at one point has been mobilised in 38, massive Czech army, great armed industry behind it, is basically muted. So it doesn't actually get to fight, and Germany takes over. And within a year, by March of 1944, they've ended up being able to separate the country from Czechoslovakia and take over the lot. So that's the end of the Czechoslovakian armed forces. but their equipment, including those brand new, they've had another competition. This time it's CKD wins the competition in 1938. The LT VZ-38
enemy ground
is
forces
just being
have
built
claimed
for
the
the Czech
sector.
army. The country collapses, 150 brand new tanks are available for the Germans to take over. And that's why you'll see 35 and 38 T tanks. T, by the way, when they go into German service, they're given the T abbreviation. It's a letter for Czechoslovakia in German service. Those 35 and 38 T tanks are there regularly taken by the Germans, some minor modifications, and then put into service. So, for example, in 1940, Rommel's 7th Panzer Division is going forward, mainly equipped with Czech tanks.
The beggars are threatening a munitions point.
Now, those vehicles are kept in service. The 38T, it's used till about 1942, when it started to become redundant, it's retired to secondary role, policing duties, etc. About 1,396 of the 38T tanks are actually used or manufactured for use in the German military. But when they are becoming redundant, the factories turn over to using the chassis for anti-tank gun rolls. So, for example, the Marder 2 is based on a 38T chassis with an open top and sometimes a captured 7.5 Russian anti-tank gun put in the top of it.
Understood and inbound.
Now, if we go back, think back
Keep your heads down!
Support weapons on their way.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
1936, the German artillery are saying, look, we want a armour-protected, mobile, self-propelled gun that we can use in the infantry divisions to give fire support to the advancing
The enemy
infantry.
has our victory point
And
now.
when those Sturmgeschützes were being made, it's when Hitler
Commandos
suggested
with
an
mobile
anti-tank
artillery
gun on
on
that
station.
chassis, especially after the invasion of Russia, when they're meeting.
The enemy
more
have wiped
Russian
out an
tanks
infantry
were expected.
section.
That idea of the vehicle morphing from a self-propelled gun for artillery support into an anti-tank weapon.
The beggars are threatening a strategic point.
The German thoughts and psyches, how can we get more mobile anti-tank guns out to the infantry units? So we've got those vehicles like the Marder, but the key vehicle they're making is the Sturmgeschütz. And the Sturmgeschütz 3 we've talked about before, made by a number of manufacturers and starting to be made in very large numbers compared to other German vehicles, armoured vehicles. Now, Alcott is one of the companies that is building the Sturmgeschütz in Berlin. And in November of 1943, the Alcott factory is heavily bombed by the Allies. Now, this report to Hitler seeing that the actual production of the Sturmgeschütz is going to be heavily hit. They won't be able to Hitler suggests that one of his production regions,
We're losing a
why not
capture
take
point.
that production away from Berlin
Taking heavy
and
enemy
actually
fire
do it
here!
at the factories that
We're
are making
losing
the
a victory
38
point to
tanks
enemy
in
action.
Czechoslovakia. Now, it comes back, it's reported back to him that it's impossible for these factories to build
Sector
a
lost. Repeat,
24-ton
sector
Sturmgeschütz
lost.
because all the equipment, the cranes, etc., the manufacturing
Victory
process
point
is
lost.
really set for
The enemy has
16-ton
control.
vehicles lighter.
Awaiting orders to gunner. Muzzle flash.
So with that, Hitler then suggests,
fuck
why
me!
don't we
He's
do
gone!
a light in other words, a light as opposed to the heavy Sturmgeschütz. And this is where another story from a country that we don't often think of in terms of armour, Romania comes into picture. Now, the Romanians, under Marshal Antonescu, they are fighting on the Axis side. They've got a fascist regime in place at the time, and they have supplied soldiers.
Awaiting instructions, sir.
Now, those soldiers, just like the Germans, encountering lots of Russian tanks coming the other way, realise they're going to need more and more anti-tank capability. And for that, they start
heavy tank has been completed.
Light anti-tank mobile chassis. They end up using some captured Russian parts, a Soviet gun initially, and they make 9 prototype vehicles of what they are going to call the Mariner, or the Marshal, after Marshal Antonescu, the leader. And the designs of this vehicle are seen by Hitler because Antonescu actually shows them to him. And German officers go to Romania and they look at some of these prototype vehicles and they're very impressed by them. And when you see those vehicles, you can see those vehicles of interest designed for the new So Hitler's very keen to encourage the remaining.
Jerry's picking us apart!
When you think about it, number one is it means the access to
Oh, this is getting unready! We're being bastards!
and it also means that Hitler will not
Keep your heads down!
his remaining ally with the chance of making his own factory.
The Tank Museum is a registered charity, and every purchase you make from our online shop directly supports our work. We support work, and if you subscribe to our email list, we'll give you 10% off your next order. When you finish this video, go to tankmuseumshop.com and you'll find something you never knew you needed.
Now,
Our victory point is being overrun.
9 photographs made, but none actually go into production before actually the Romanian fascist regime falls. So you don't actually see those
The victory point
now,
belongs
the
to the enemy.
and the Czech team that are putting together this new light anti-Jaeger, the remarkable story that happened here is the speed at which they work. So Hitler is suggested, is shown drawings in December of 1944. You know, the bombing only taken place that's disrupted Sternberg's production a month before. He's shown drawings in December of 1943.
Are threatening a fuel point.
They end up making a wooden mock-up of this new vehicle in January.
Typhoons armed with RP-3 rockets are on standby.
They actually start doing initial production to the troops in July 1944. So if you think of those wartime productions, 4 months from just the inception to getting a prototype
We've
running,
lost a sector
is
to the
quite
enemy.
something. You know, this is real speed. And part of that is because the initial brief is to use as much as possible of the components from the very successful 38T tank that the Germans had been using before. Now, when it actually comes to it, you know, their aim was 80% 38T parts. In actual fact, it's really the engine drivetrain that stays the same, and not much else is similar. But the great advantage is they're building on a production line, on a supply system, etc.
A capture point is being overrun.
One of the reasons that they can get these vehicles being produced relatively quickly. Now, the hot cell is worth remembering when you're looking at this vehicle throughout its production, it's changing all the time.
We're losing a fuel
so
point to
those
enemy
vehicles,
action.
Later in the war especially, some of the issues why the changes are there is trying to reduce weight to help the vehicle be more mobile and be less top heavy in certain areas. They're also doing it because they're just trying to ease manufacturing speed, and they're also doing it in responses to some of the troop issues. So when you're looking at in that production run really from the spring of 1944 to the end of May of 45, there's a continuous series of changes. And again,
Matilda infantry support available for orders. Centaur tank has been lost.
So again, you know, just as an example, the idler wheel.
Jerry has 300 points remaining.
Types of idler wheels are fitted. So that's you're going to see differences from previous month's production and later production. This particular vehicle that's next to me was actually
Victory
made
point
towards the end
under
of
enemy control.
1944 at the DIMM factory. And again, if we go through it to look at a typical, if we can call it that way, it's starting with the gun. Now the PAC 39 L48 gun, 7.5 centimetres, is not a towdown.
The beggars are threatening a capture point.
Towing behind vehicles, but it is a gun already in production because it's being fitted to some of the Sternberg and a number of the Yankee 4 vehicles. It's a gun that can fire out to about 3,500 metres.
We are losing a victory point to enemy action.
Mainly armoured piercing, but they could actually take 4 different shell types with them. They can take armour piercing, high explosive, there wasn't a charge round available, not in the
Victory point belongs to the
as well
enemy.
they could take. There are 41 shells in that, and it's a very effective
Section command post is under fire.
That's the key element. It's so easy to the infantry defeaters
One of
that
our
haven't got
heavy
any
tanks
armour
is
with them,
destroyed.
this is going to be
Sappers
their
under
mobile
strength.
anti-tank screen that can go around the place. So the whole
Royal
mainly
Engineers
this
out of
vehicle's gonna be
contact.
taking
Presumed
armor-piercing
dead.
rounds, because that's what it's there for, knocking out enemy tanks. Now that gun is mounted very early production
Section
vehicle,
CP
had a
is
muzzle
taking
brake on.
damage.
That was quickly lost. They got rid of those in the main production. But it's mounted on this very distinctive top blender mount, as it's called. It's rounded round, and you'll see through the gun because of the weight of that mount, bolted to the front glacis plate, and the fact that it's offset to the right to allow the driver to sit on the left-hand side, that meant the front right was actually about 380 kilograms heavier than some of the other areas there on the vehicle, and it started depressing it by about 10 centimetres on the suspension on the front right. So one of those changes you'll see throughout the production run is how they're trying to lessen the weight.
They've got a fucking number!
So you'll see
Clever
different shapes,
bastards!
different castings, different mounting systems being used during the production run. So an effective gun, it's also equipped with 1,200 rounds, 792
Oh, this is
ammunition,
getting unfriendly! We're
to
pinned!
fire from that MG34 that's on the top there.
Keep your heads
And
down!
again,
Wresting
peculiar to
territory
tanks
from
at
the
the
enemy!
time, this is probably the most registered. The commander who fired this, inside the vehicle was chief of 50-gun round magazine. Unfortunately, the crew needs to replace that magazine, but open that.
They've got a fucking number! That's
Facing all on fire. And again, the systems on the top there, if you look at it.
Commandos are on station and ready.
So main weapon on the front there, that offsetting does cause problems because
One
it
of our
means
commando
that the
sections has been
actual
lost.
angles of traverse for this gun are actually limited. It can go 10 degrees
Infantry taking losses
actually to
here!
the right-hand side facing forward because it's got more room inside that brake mechanism to move inside the hull of the vehicle. It can only go 5 degrees facing left before the mechanism starts interfering with the angle on the plate. So you've only got 15 degrees of front angle of arm that gun can be fired, aimed as it were, and fired from. Which is why, again, when we look at the armour protection of this vehicle, the idea of this ambush weapon, it's setting a position where it's facing forward, you know where your enemy's coming from. It is not
section
attacked
ready,
with
infantry closing on us!
turret. It's not going to lead to attack. It doesn't have to look at potential targets all around it all the time. That's not what it's designed for. Weapon. Again, an MG44 will be carried for crew protection inside the vehicle, and obviously the crew will probably have a personal sidearm as well. Now, as regards the armour plate, when one of these was captured and it was analysed by the British, one of the things they pick up on is this radical departure on the angling of the armour. And I'm just going to read you a paragraph
Royal Engineers
from
on the
British
field and ready for your
report on a
orders.
tactic 38 light Panzer. It says here, the armour construction has been completely redesigned and conforms to recent German LFE practice. An outstanding feature in this connection is that no vertical plates are used. The sloping lower hull side plates represent an entirely new departure in tracked airfield design. There are obvious disadvantages in this innovation, i.e. the limitation of floor space, and minor complications in casting and machining adjacent units such as final drive and suspension housings. These drawbacks are probably offset by the additional space obtained about the waist of the hull and by the ballistic advantage offered by the sloping plates. Now, I mentioned that because it was picked up on this
The Bosch are losing ground. Down to 250 points now.
on this vehicle. That front angled plate is 60 millimetres thick of copper armour plate, and it's on that 60 degree
Royal
angle,
Engineers,
40 degree below
Come on,
on the front.
sappers.
And
Get
that
to follow
gives
it.
it on that front
Shut it.
plate really
Complain when we're
protection
done.
over 100 millimetres of
sappers.
armour. And when you're
Fall
thinking
back
about
now.
that, it's like the same as on the front of a Tiger when you're angling it and you're thinking of an incoming armour-piercing round travelling horizontally, you stick them back 6 centimetres up to over 100 millimetres.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Now, the interesting thing is that just on the
Let me
front.
hold back to first! Leave it! Move!
Actually, the
God, those
side
blisters
plate
is
much
shit!
thinner and they're not armoured
The beggars
plate.
are threatening a
Low
fuel
alloy
pump.
steel
Victory
that was
point is
designed
in
to
enemy
protect
hands.
the crew from 7.92 armour piercing
We
bullets,
can't
not
hold!
much else. So those are those weaker, thinner side plates on the vehicle.
Royal Engine,
Hence
we've
the
got
need
all
for ambush, hence the
Stay in
need
the
for
front
gun
lines,
forward,
driver!
hence this.
Well, that's going to leave a mark.
Not expected to be turned around.
Multiple targets! Come here!
So this armour plate pretty much similar.
The sector is in enemy control.
I should correct myself.
We're
This
not
armour on the
fucking
side
bitches,
is
are
actually
we?
It's a
very
promotion,
similar
chap!
in terms of
An
its
enemy on
strength
the
to
flank!
that
A-15 Crusader is on station, ready for orders.
So, relatively
Taking
thin
real head!
around the rest of the vehicle. But angled
Circling
in
the
same
area.
helps
We'll
the
clear
frame
it out.
and
Commander,
thickness.
territory has been split. Enemy has
Come on,
engaged our
Jerry. Let's
company.
see you get away from this
Now,
one.
the rest of the vehicle. It's a six-cylinder petrol
Round needs
engine.
taking, boys.
It can travel, make this vehicle go up to about 40 kilometres an hour, about
Sir, we're not
180
fucking
kilometres
bitching,
range.
are we? We're
Two
taking
fuel
that
tanks
position.
at the rear of it.
The enemy has
It's an
claimed the
engine that's
sector.
very reliable, that transmission system. However,
ready!
the actual tracks, drive, sprocket, rotors, they are actually larger. The vehicle is actually larger than 38T. The track at 96 inches inside is actually larger as well.
Reported.
38T.
The Huns
So
are on
again,
200
changes
points.
there. Engine creates quite a hot exhaust, so that's vented out the rear angle, and there's a series of different mufflers and
A victory
power
point is being
hiders
overrun.
to try and stop any flames being seen or giving away the position of the vehicle coming out that exhaust is particularly hot at a certain time. And that's in the
Awaited
rear in
orders.
a compartment
Back it up.
that's angled at the rear there.
Victory
So the
point
poor
lost.
commander can actually
The enemy
sort of
has
fit in
control.
the back of the vehicle.
This one comes from
Reliability, very, very good from the point of it's actually based on tried and tested components that way. But again, as I mentioned earlier, the idea is
Sappers getting ripped up here!
is
Infantry squad beating about, see?
You've got to get there! Run him down!
apart from that engine,
One no
drive.
fucker down!
Now, for the crew inside this vehicle, they fitted, there are 4 engines in there, and space is the biggest issue. They've offset the gun to the right-hand side. That means that the driver has a bit more room.
Present to the counter force, sir. Got your mushroom moving
They're working round the side!
Sometimes
Yeah,
dummy
we're ready.
periscope outlets painted on the
Albert,
front of
get
the
on
vehicle,
it.
so
Always
snipers
eager
are
to
firing
serve.
at it,
Boss
they
is
might go
eager.
for
Yeah,
the
let's
wrong
go
one.
capture it.
It's got a gunner and a loader. The loader has the difficult task of having to be facing forward on the left-hand side of the gun. He's actually loading over. He can be going over from the right side to actually load it effectively. So he's got an awful
A
load of
Matilda
procedure
heavy
to do in
tank
the
has
first
been
place.
completed.
Commander sits at the back of the vehicle. Gunner has
Is it
a
low
periscope
bearing?
side. There are a
Realistic.
series of periscopes on top of the vehicle. The
Emirates!
only other thing to bear in mind, though, is if you're honest, this vehicle is pretty blind
back
on
now.
the right-hand side. You could
What's the
approach
task?
this vehicle from
We're
right
losing a
angles
victory
and
point.
literally to the right. It's very blind.
Present to the counted force, sir.
Very tight.
I don't want to
space
hear
there,
it.
as I mentioned before, because it's
An HMG crew has been lost to enemy action. Victory point under enemy control.
Matilda taking minor damage!
Section CP is taking damage.
Get away!
That's enough!
A munitions point has been...
Typhoon's ready to provide air support.
Company,
Quiet down, ladies.
3 sections or platoons, 4 vehicles
Damn
making
it!
12.
The enemy
with
holds
2
all victory
extras, it would be
points.
the headquarters
Time to
company.
march, boys.
Getting a
And
little
you
too
could
close.
issue one of the
Exactly
variants.
conspicuous, are we?
Fight that territory,
Buckle up, gents. They're down to 100 points.
Typhoon loitering the target. They won't get away from me.
Sectors in enemy hands.
Bombs away.
So that issue never will.
Heavy tank!
Engaging on sight!
Matilda is kicked! Order! Artillery!
75 points remaining, sir.
This is 54.
Take my driver! She can take it!
The enemy has pushed us back from our sector.
So
We're
they
needed
want
elsewhere.
to know
Get down to the back!
Well done!
2474 and 2474 of these actually get issued to the troops during the war when the Russians
Cutting it a bit fine here. We're down to only 50 points.
Unmade, there's about 2,000 hulls.
We're losing a munitions point.
There's only about 70 guns to do with that. So this is a vehicle that high aspirations for building an awful lot of them. And they're still being built at the very end of May.
We are losing territory. Boxed. We're down to only 25 points.
A number of them, up to about 30 crews at a time, were actually sent
Enemy ground forces have claimed a
in
sector.
Czechoslovakia to help finish building the vehicles, get to know them when they're still on the factory floor, and that was a process that actually happened in a number of German factories where they managed to recruit almost picking them up from the factory and almost helping finish them. These Hetzers are issued to a number of other nations that are using them on the actual side at the time. Hungary gets
down to our last 10 points.
But they are really this idea of them being a vehicle that is being used in defensive
We've lost communication with one of our squads.
Now this particular one, in this wavy paint scheme, the outline is correct, the actual paint colours are wrong. This one, it was copied when it was probably back in the 70s. They painted this on there from the photograph.
The commando squad has been
There's
deployed.
another
They're
paint scheme
eager
that's very
for work.
familiar on the Hetzer, and that's one called Light and Shade. And that's that one that offers weapons to ambush camouflage.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
3 tones, round numbers on, and dots based on. And if you want to get very finicky, trying to identify the different manufacturers, Skoda to use brush for the dots. The BMM
The enemy has
factories
our
tend to
victory
spray
point
dots
now.
on their vehicles. Now, this vehicle, the Hetzer, it comes to the end of its life of German service in May of 1945. That doesn't stop its military service. It's actually taken into, after World War II, into the Czech army. About 250 of these vehicles are used by the Czech military after World War II. They call it the ST1, and probably more familiar to people is the Swiss coming to Czechoslovakia in 1946, August of 1946. They put in order
They
for
only have
8
100
of these
points.
vehicles, and those first 8 are basically assembled from German wartime parts. Vehicle parts there. They are tested by the Swiss, and the Swiss then go back the following 2 years, put more orders in, up to 150 ultimately of these vehicles. And in Swiss service, they have a new engine, a diesel engine, they change some of the actual engines on the back, and the gun has a muzzle brake this time. It's a different gun, wartime gun, but it has a muzzle brake on the end there, so that different, and the stowage radio basis essentially are different on the Swiss G13 was actually a production number in the Skoda factory. Those Swiss vehicles were in service till 1973, and in a way that family of vehicles is why there are so many of these vehicles still around.
We're losing a munitions point to enemy
many
action.
of those were given away or sold on, and a lot of those have been reconfigured to look like the wartime German use of the Hetzer rather than the Swiss from later on. So a vehicle that has a long service life.
Report from the front.
Probably,
the enemy has 75
it's
points
not
left.
that familiar to the Western Allies in later 44, early 45, but it does see a considerable amount of action. Sadly, because of the period
This is
of fighting,
Royal
it's not
Engineers
filmed
on the
or
field
recorded
and
quite
ready
as
for your
much as
orders.
other German vehicles, from our point of view, and obviously as well there's the fact that a number of the war diaries and the reports on this are getting thinner as the war comes to a close. So, but it was considered a very effective vehicle when used appropriately. And undoubtedly,
The enemy is trying to take a point from us.
not only on the Eastern Front, but the Western Front, the Allies more and more problems. Because it was
Commandos
a very successful
MIA.
vehicle. but it's
Our
also
victory
a vehicle
point
that
is
I have
being
to say
overrun.
probably now more familiar nowadays than it was certainly at the end of the war because of the way it's being picked up on by the gamers and by model makers and everybody else, and the fact that it's one of the
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
A Hetzer driving a military vehicle, say, than any other
Sapper, sir! Enemy
Crusader tank knocked out.
Driver! Hold the position! Cavalry can't be too far off! Stafford! Roy, I open up! I'm taking that position! Awaiting instructions! Await, take the position! Await the
Ammunitions point is being overrun.
Back up!
Get it out! Yeah, we're moving! Remember your drills! All get fucking dirty! See if I can! I Sapper! Promotion! Nothing fucking desperate enough! Anti-tank gun bugging up! Want us to blow it? Well, stop fucking tamping and grab that weapon!
Back at full strength.
Awaited instructions, sir! Await
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Can we blow it up now? Sappers, we're ready! Oh, we found Jerry! He's not too pleased!
Into the desert!
A Centaur close support tank is ready. Victory point lost. The enemy has control.
Sappers under strap! Back!
We've lost contact with our sappers.
Some fuel!
Contact with the enemy!
We're losing a victory point.
You'll have to try harder than that, lads!
Pull back and regroup. The enemy's won this round.
This tank. This tank chat's going to be about the German Panzer I tank. Here at the Tank Museum, we don't actually have an example of the turreted version of the Panzer I, the classic German tank of the interwar periods. But what we do have is this version here, which is the command variant. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So why the Panzer I? Germany is forbidden to build tanks because of the Versailles Peace Treaty. after the First World War, and it is limited to an army of 100,000 men and about 4,000 officers.
Engineers have been bolstered and are
Germany
ready for
has
combat.
lost militarily, it's lost the First World War. And one of the things the German military have is in a way, they've got that advantage of a blank sheet of paper. If they reconstruct, they're going to have to start with the onus on whatever we did before failed. Whereas if you look at the other European armies in the 1920s and 1930s, the French in particular, they look back to the First World War with a view that, look, our methodology must have been right because we won in the end. And if you look at that period in the 20s and 30s for the German military, what we really see is a defeated army looking at why it was defeated and coming up with new doctrine, equipment and tactics, including, of course, the tank, that they're going to use to tremendously good effect for the German military in 1939 and 1940, those early victories. So what causes that amazing change in their fortunes? Now, one of the figures we have to look at is he becomes the commander of the German forces, the commander-in-chief of the army, Hans von Seeckt. And he is put in charge of the German military in 1920. He's actually at the Versailles Peace Treaty in 1919 as the German military representative. And as early as February of 1919, he is starting to send out discussion papers in the military about how they want to go forward in reforming what becomes the Reichswehr or the German army.
Make a decision.
Now, that force that he's put in charge of, he absolutely molds it along the lines of what he wants it to be and gives it a direction and a sense of inquiry that is quite outstanding. So he, first of all, he makes sure that all the officers, they can at least look after a position about 2 grades above what they're serving in at the time. He makes sure they're all at graduate level. And he starts, he's not allowed the general staff, but he starts a sort of forum of senior officers where they actually write papers, they challenge orthodoxy, and he builds on the Prussian military, German tradition of being able to look back and study battles in the past to learn for the future. So they ruthlessly analyse what the German military did in World War I to learn lessons. There is none of this, what the Nazis later come up with, the stab in the back theory.
Cover his position!
The German military are absolutely adamant they lost militarily, and therefore what are they going to do about it? So discussion papers are formed, and the other big thing that happens with the German military, they again build on this tradition of being able to test their theories with war games and exercise. They've been doing that for the last 100 years. So again, von Seeckt puts that forward as if we've got an idea, let's test it and see if it's actually got validity. Will it work in the field? Can we do things with this? Now, one of the key things that von Seeckt imbues this new German military with is his experiences in World War I, which were not on the Western Front, but on the Eastern Front fighting the Russians. And he's really keen on mobility. And therefore, he sees the potential of the tank. And he is pushing the idea of mobile maneuver warfare using motorized forces. He sees that as a potential way forward for the German military. And one of his early problems is trying to get the German army, after the experience of World War I, out of that trench mentality and the siege warfare sort of way of going about things. Now, as early as 1926, the German military are experimenting on their exercises for how they might use tanks. Of course, they haven't got any real tanks, hence we see the pictures of dummy tanks, cars made up to look like tanks. And they start a discussion going, and a body of work emerges very early in the 1920s about how the Germans might be using armoured vehicles such as a tank in the future. Now, in the background, we know as well that the Germans are looking, after the Treaty of Repello in 1922, they're looking to work with the Russians about experimenting. They start defining the tractor and the gross tractor, two code words, small and large tractor, to start building tanks secretly in Germany. They're shipped out to Kazan in Russia. 1928, they're driving around. They're starting to pick up on the lessons about how we might manufacture tanks, how they might be used in the future. And of course, when Hitler comes to power in 1933, he gives the German military the money, the opportunity to actually then almost expand and enact some of these ideas they've been having in terms of what they would like to build. They've been doing these experimentations in secret. This allows them then to go forward with a proper building program that then leads in the mid-1930s to the development and the building of the Panzer division. And again, we often associate Guderian with that. Guderian, even though in his memoirs he's kind of claiming credit, trying to sort of say, I'm always been struggling against higher authority that's not particularly bothered about tanks, etc. Actually, that's just wrong. That's him just sort of bigging up his own role in the affair. Yes, it's very important in the mid-1930s, but he's actually building on a lot of experimentation and good thought that has been going on in the German military from much earlier days. So they look at a program of being able to build tanks, and as we know, we've discussed already on our Panzer III tank chat, they look at building a tank that's going to be equivalent really of a cruiser tank and a support tank with a 75mm gun on. So we're really talking there about Panzer III and Panzer IV. But almost instantaneously with that program, they realise they need some tanks to get going on quicker, so the German military can start seriously training and expanding its forces, hence the need for a Panzer I. Now, already in 1932, the Germans, under a cover, have actually brought into the UK 3 Hardy-Lloyd carriers. They look at those as thinking, here's the basis for a small light vehicle they could start building. And again, in the German system, under the Waffen-Amt, what they do is they go out, this time to 5 different companies to say, here's a specification, we want about a 5-ton tank, 2-man crew, what can you come up with in a time scale that is ridiculously short? And they go to those 5 companies, they've got Krupp, they've got Daimler-Benz, they've got Rheinmetall, they've got Henschel, I always forget one, I'll come back to it. But what ends up happening is Krupp is the winner. They are the one that takes the idea forward, and it goes under a code word or code letters, LAS. Basically, they're calling that again a light tractor they're building. Now that vehicle, it comes out, the first prototype in January of 1934. It goes into production in July of 1934. So this is a very quick time scale. And we often call them as an interim tank or as a training vehicle. Actually, the Germans, they build the first 150 without just the chassis, without any colours on the top, open vehicle. They are definitely training tanks. But the truth is, the rest of the Panzer I production, and it mounts up to about 1,800 vehicles. They are built with not just the idea of training the German military, but also with the idea that should combat come, these will be effective on the battlefield. Hence they are given armour plates that is proper armour plates, it's not just mild steel. So these are vehicles that are also being built with the idea that fighting might occur. And again, from the late 20s or actually mid-20s, really Germany, one of its first enemies it was looking at that could potentially have war with is Poland, of course. And so when we look back and we see these Panzer I's looking rather thinly armoured, they've only end up with 2 machine guns, they don't look that powerful a vehicle, but actually in the period that they're being designed and built, a lot of other countries have just machine gun armed tanks, and really the Panzer I would fit in perfectly with that period. It is not sort of some sort of aberration, as if they're not thinking forward enough. They're being sensible because they need to train the troops. They need something that should war come they can use, but meanwhile production of the Panzer III and Panzer IV, even though modern days it's a very quick production schedule, design and production, at the time the Germans are jumping up and down and wanting tanks to get in the newly expanding army's hands. And of course, from the mid-30s, these new Panzer divisions, how can we use those vehicles or how can we train about using a panzer division if we don't actually have any kit to actually experiment or train with? So they're an important vehicle. Armament, 2 MG13 7.92mm machine guns in a small turret designed by Krupp. It's only going to have a 2-man crew, so commander in the turret, driver in the front, and the first model, the AORUS A, or the Mark I equivalent of the Panzer I, that has an engine that's designed by Krupp. It's an air-cooled engine, it's about 60 horsepower, very quick. They realised that this, after about 300 vehicles they build in the outside model, they realise that engine is not up to it. Now they're looking at building a command tank that they know is already going to need more power because of the nature of what it's going to be built like. So they then look at putting a new version of the Panzer I together, which is about just over a foot longer. And this time they also get a Maybach engine that can give it about 100 horsepower. And the rest of the production of the Panzer I is this ALF B, which is slightly longer, and in making it longer as well with this new engine that they are housing, they give it 5 road wheels as opposed to the 4 road wheels that are on the earlier ALF A. Now that Panzer C service in the Spanish Civil War, all the countries that sent, Spain obviously was a testing ground for Russian and German vehicles. The reports on the tanks are not particularly good, but that doesn't particularly worry the Germans because, again, from their point of view, a bit like the Soviets when their T-tanks were being used in the Middle East, they didn't see the tanks being used in the way that they thought they would be used in a major conflict. And it comes back to as well that idea, what were they really thinking these tanks are going to be used for? Again, back to Von Seek, he's got that idea of mobile warfare that he's been promoting and pushing, and he's, again, even when he's left the military, his influence is still there. 1932, they do one of their exercises, the German manoeuvres, and again, they're looking at how could we integrate perhaps the cavalry and armoured cars together. And at the end of that exercise, even though it's been a sort of a pet project of Van Seek before he left the military, actually at the end of that exercise they realised straight away there is no way that horses can keep up with armoured cars on the open road. Just like the British realised in 1918. So that exercise ends up saying goodbye to that as a programme, even though the French, the Americans carry on firing this, using horses and armoured cars together. Because again, the Germans have been very objective about this, and it also tells the German cavalry, they then realise their horses are so vulnerable on a modern battlefield, they actually embrace motorisation and mechanisation in a way that again is quite salutary. They are not trying to hang on to their horses, they are going forward. And again, that influence going into the Panzer divisions, that they're looking there in the mid-1930s, how can we use what we hope is going to be the Panzer IIIs and IVs coming into production, but the Panzer I tanks and then Panzer II tanks into a mobile force that has support with it, engineers, supplies that go forward with it, to be able to not only break through but continue a battle into the enemy's rear areas and keep that sense, as Von Seck has been saying all along the time, of mobility and manoeuvre back on the battlefield. Now, our particular vehicle we've got here is a result of some of that thinking, which is if you are going to have tanks like the Panzer I, you need to be able to control them on the battlefield. So again, very early on, the Germans are saying we need receivers or radios in those tanks. So they put the FUG-2 receiver in all of the Panzer Is. The problem there is the commander cannot actually send radio signals. He's got to get out of the tank and go to a different type of vehicle, quite often unarmoured or lighter, to actually send if he wants to go back and send messages to headquarters or command centres. So again, very early in the process, in 35, the Germans start looking at a Panzer I and thinking, how might we adapt it into a command variant so the commander doesn't have to leave the battlefield and can continue sending messages not only out to the rest of his, whether it's a platoon or battalion or even a whole regiment of tanks, how can he also report back to higher headquarters? So they look at getting some of, they end up with about 6 of the Alsace tanks. They build up a Daimler-Benz, a structure on the top, and where the turret is, they almost the same sort of turret size, they put a little extra cupola on the top. And the idea being that inside that structure, a commander, a radio operator, and a driver can fit. And you not only have the FU2, you also have the FU6. So we can actually send messages as well as receiving them. And there's space in there for mat boards. Now the first 6 look fairly crude. Some of them, when they're actually put together, don't actually have, they were going to put a machine gun ball mount on the front plate. Some of them, the ball mounts weren't ready, so they were plated over. But they like the idea of this, and then they go on to actually producing about 180 of these what they call kleiner or small Panzer Befehlwagen command vehicles. They make about 180 of them on the AORUS chassis, and again, different manufacturers make the basic chassis. It's Daimler-Benz that puts it all together on the top there. Now these vehicles, they're used in a Panzer division. You ended up with about 24 of them. So you've got right down from platoon to battalion, to company, and then battalion level, sometimes regimental level. And certain other units were given these vehicles as well, because if you're trying to keep up with the main army force and being controlled, you need some sort of protection. Now they're used in the Spanish Civil War, a couple of them go out there, they're used mainly in Poland, where again the tank forces learn a lot of lessons, they also suffer a lot of losses. And one of the problems they find is a very thin, about 13mm armour protection. So they add another 15mm of cut-out armour plate onto the front before the invasion of France in 1940. There's about 90 of these command vehicles are available to German forces there. They are already, the word kleiner, small command vehicle, already the Germans are looking at basically most models of tanks they're making, they're going to develop some sort of command variant in the production run. So their lifespan is relatively short in the Second World War. Some are later converted, just like the Panzer I tanks actually are, to carry assault guns, some created into almost ambulance vehicles. All sorts of things are done, because again the Germans were quite happy to use the chassis, but these, their actual life in the front line starts trailing off pretty quickly from 1941, although you will still see them being used sometimes by policing units and sometimes as training vehicles. But they are the first, the idea of putting that command variant, that's the first one that the Germans are doing, and it leads again, just as the Panzer I is that first tank that leads to so many things in the German military, how they're going to use armour in the Second World War. Our particular command tank here was actually sent out to Tripoli, North Africa, in March of 1941, and it ends up with the 5th Panzer Division, 5th Panzer Regiment first as well. They're fighting there. It's captured by the British, and we can see on it, it's got that extra armour plate, and on the side you can actually see some battle damage where whether it's 2-pounder rounds, we're not too sure, has actually penetrated that thinner 13mm armour. So this, as an example that we've got here, small vehicle, but it's representative of that amazing transformation that the Germans made in the 20s and the 30s, leading to those quite astounding victories that astonished the West, and certainly early on as well, Soviet Union, using panzer forces, but with the ideas that have been developed starting just right after the First World War.
Commander, we've lost a sector.
Bastards, you see!
And M8 Scott has arrived.
Losses here!
Leave him!
As ever with these tank stats, we're only doing them because you're supporting us. So can I thank those of you who have joined our Patreon scheme or are supporting the Tank Museum in one way or another as an independent charity.
Stay down!
We just can't continue doing the activities we do unless we get public support.
We're losing numbers!
Please, if there's any way you can support our Patreon, the obvious one that we encourage people to go for, please do, and we hope you do.
Engineers exposed! Whip
Whip
it down! If
you do like these tank chats, do please subscribe to the Tank Museum YouTube
cover. Let's go, boys. Relay orders. Taking losses.
This tank chat is going to be about the STKF 121. To most of us, the Panzer II, that's how we know it. Now, I've already done a tank chat on the Panzer I.
We have vehicles ready to be dispatched to the front.
Background to that period after
Commander,
the First
we're
World War,
losing
the
territory.
1920s and early 1930s, where the German military and Von Seat
Defend our victory point. We're
German
losing it.
Commander-in-Chief rebuilding the German military. What are they going to do? How are they going to experiment? And his interest in manoeuvre warfare. So I strongly suggest have a look at that.
The victory point has fallen into enemy control.
Because the Panzer II fits into that bigger picture. The Germans at the beginning of the 1930s are looking at building a Panzer I that is going to be a fighting tank, but really behind it as well, it's a tank that's been designed and built to give the German military experience in the use of armoured vehicles. They want to build two other vehicles that ultimately become, and we know as the Panzer III and Panzer IV. Those are the vehicles they're really going to be thinking of as their main fighting tanks for the future. And I'm going to touch on a tank that comes into service or is put together as what might be called an interim model. Because what happened at the beginning of the 1930s,
one of our sectors is now in enemy hands.
Look at the idea of the tank for three main purposes. They're going to see it as an infantry support weapon, and in that sense, think back World War I, think of a vehicle that can cross a battlefield that might have barbed wire, you crush that barbed wire, and it is proof against machine gun fire because it was a machine gun in World War I that cut mobility on the battlefield. So that first role is to advance, be able to take machine gun fire, and probably be armed with a machine gun so it can put down suppressing fire on the enemy. And the idea there is that will be an infantry support vehicle. The second type of tank we're looking at will be, or the role that we see with the tank is for anti-tank warfare. In other words, if the tank's coming your way, you've got to have enough gun on the mobile platform that we can then use enemy tanks and help defend. And sometimes attack enemy tanks as well.
Rifles losing integrity!
Or the third use of the tank that the German military see is for what they're looking at as independent operations, perhaps with other mobile or automotive vehicles. So in other words, and we can see that developing into the ideas of what we know of now as blitzkrieg, mobile warfare, independently, so let those tanks go and do their business. Some other types of support vehicles in a much more manoeuvrous way. And the Germans really like that.
We're eating dirt over here!
So three different ranges now. The Panzer I in many ways will meet that first criteria, but it didn't necessarily, it wasn't going to perhaps be able to take on enemy tanks. They think about putting a 2-centimetre gun on it, but that's dropped, and that's where the Panzer II comes along. Panzer II, at the time, they come up with a production, or a hide, a code word as it were, it's going to LAS 100, agricultural tractor with 100 horsepower engine, and they're looking at that one, not just because actually we're having real trouble in the background. The Germans know that their ultimate freezing Panzer IVs are going to be a fair old way off coming down the line. So we're going to need something a little bit goofier than the Panzer I that is already starting to go through its development and production phase. So that's what we love the idea of the Panzer II. They look at the Panzer I, they in many ways the Panzer II is a slightly enlarged version. They set out the specifications.
Ammunitions point is being attacked.
10mm, leave it!
Commander, the enemy holds all victory points.
QcK L55 gun. It's called the L30 gun. It's basically a flat that has been converted to use as tank. And they see that in the early 1930s as being a good enough weapon to go through. Back then, most of the known light tanks that are out there, they also know, they're not naive, they know later
German
on that
EZ-8s
it is
have been
not going to be an
requisitioned.
effective
They're
weapon
standing by
against heavily armoured tanks, so it's not thought of in that way. So the Waffen-Amt, the German military authorities, issue out this specification. Krupp and Daimler get in there very early, but then they open it out to further competition, and along comes Mann and also Henschel, they're involved. They all go away, they come back within a year with some prototype vehicles that are then tested, and in the end, the model that is taken forward, the two companies that are in essence chosen, they look at Mann for the chassis below, the track system, etc., and then they look at Daimler-Benz for doing the superstructure and the turret on the top. And they, in essence, become what we nowadays we might call the parent body for the manufacturer. When it comes to manufacturing, many other companies are involved, and a large number of those early manufacturers, they're actually involved in the process as well. But there's almost like a design authority is kept with Daimler-Benz and MAN. Now they start this process, this is 1934 when they've been putting out the orders for doing this. What's an interesting one is that the Germans at the time realised, because of the problems they've already got, they are new to this tank building business in quantity. So, as we've mentioned on some of the other tank tracks, they've got major issues in the 30s about actually getting effective systems and subsystems to work, getting the manufacturing capacity built up, and delays have always come in this. And I just want to read you a small document that actually cites, and it's a contemporary document, that cites how the Germans, it's really interesting to see how they look at the problem they're going to face. It is necessary to test all of these experimental models over long distance. In addition, it is absolutely necessary to detect and correct any weaknesses in the design by subjecting a model to test firing and explosions. The time needed for these tests is lengthy. Failures occur, parts disassemble, and this requires a long time. Design modifications are initiated, followed by reassembly and further testing. Tests of the replaced part must start again at 0 mileage.
Let's go, boys!
Based on experience, conversion to series production is certain to bring considerable difficulties that must be overcome on a case-by-case basis. Similar problems have been experienced throughout the entire weapons field. When industry can deliver heavy Panzerkampfwagen types is not the only concern. The first prerequisite must be that a mature design has been created. If the schedule for series production is rushed, backfill modifications are unpreventable and expensive, as far as they are even possible. The combat value of the Panzer may be reduced to scrap value. This would also result in delaying the systematic development of equipment that is technically superior to fault. So they are really clear, the German military are really clear that
Rifle's losing integrity!
if they're going to get a worthwhile product. So you'll see it becomes rather confusing. But once they put that first design, they then start making AORUS, but with a small letter, and as opposed to the big letter, the small letter are these pre-production series that they're doing in batches of 25, A1, A/1, A/2, etc., and they go on to B and C. And all of these early ones, again, you can follow, if you're very clever about the imagery, you can look at all the pictures and work out which one's which, as they are coming to ultimately a design that becomes capital letter A, the AORUS A, in other words, the ones that are going to go into production. And they start that production in 1936. And they, even then, it's well over a year before those first Panzer II tanks actually reach the field armies. The driver, and then up in the turret, you've got the commander who operates that 2-centimetre gun. He's got magazines of 8 rounds, that it's a semi-automatic weapon, and about 180 rounds of this 2-centimetre ammunition is carried actually inside the tank. For the production vehicles, they end up going for the petrol engine, the Maybach HL 62 TRM engine. That's the one that powers it around. it will give the early models of the vehicles about 25 miles an hour. Later on, they get up to about 35 miles an hour and a range of about 120 miles on the road. So they've got there a tank which now again, and so often happens, people look back on, think it's rather small, a bit fairly weak. Actually, as a contemporary tank at the time, this fitted in with much that was going on around it. And again, in those early days, remembering that the German military are really looking at enemies, their biggest concern early on in the early 30s is still looking at Poland rather than France, and the bigger tanks that the French
Engineers on the field
towards the end of the 30s.
Looking for trouble.
Now those production tanks that go out there, they are produced in Alstrom A, B and C, the first three main models. There's very little differences. Now they've done their experimentation between those first three production models. Really the difference there between A, B and C is because what happens is the German military are thinking what becomes the Panzer III and Panzer IV will be ready. Actually, they're not ready, so they say to the factories, right, here's another order, keep making what we know as the Panzer II, and so they end up calling, for example, Alstrom C. It's pretty much the same as B and A before, it's just got slightly different visors on it. The real reason there's a new model is because a new order has come to the factories. Now, by 1939, the Germans are very fully aware that actually on the battlefield they've had experience in the Spanish Civil War. Then they go into Poland, that the armour thickness on the Panzer II is not really up to the modern battlefield. So even though they've done that experimentation, that they've done all that, and they've mentioned in their document, they have to go back and retrofit extra armour on many of the vehicles. And that retrofit, so for example, they put 20mm extra armour on curves around the front of the turret there. They'll have extra armour bolted onto the front to thicken it up. All of those come out in kits, and they're issued to the field army. By May of 1940, when the fighting starts, the invasion of France, Belgium and Holland, not all the tanks have been upgraded. Now, interesting, there's about 1,300 Panzer IIs are now in service with the German army. They hadn't really expected to build that many, but it was this idea of keeping the production line going. And that makes up for the invasion of France in May of 1940. So that means the Panzer II is about 36% of the 2,500 odd German and Czech tanks are actually used in that invasion. That's a really sizable proportion there. In fact, they're the most numerous German tank that's being used in the invasion. The irony, of course, is that actually the German Panzer divisions that get so much attention in that campaign, there's only 16 tank and motorised, Panzer and motorised divisions in the 150 plus divisions in the German military. 10 Panzer divisions, 6 motorised, and that means that this rather small tank is actually a significant part of that victory.
Engineers need fire support!
What Hitler calls the miracle with the breakthrough at Sedan and the advance through the Ardennes forest and the speed that the Germans operate, which causes really for the French army and certainly the British as well, those problems. And again, so it's the speed of this tank and the way that it's being operated, not its relatively small firepower, small armor protection levels, all of that, that's not what's doing the victory. What is doing the victory is how it's being used, the tactical use of this tank for a great strategic outcome. And what's really going on, and if you look at some of the German reports and the orders that were given beforehand, they are saying to the tank commanders, they know the armour protection on this is not very good, so they're saying to the tank commanders, race towards the enemy movement near our victory point. Try to keep manoeuvre, and the French actually respond to this. Some of the French reports are their anti-tank guns, which are very powerful and very good, probably one of the best ones on the battlefield. Actually, they can't, they find the mobility of the tanks
They've taken our victory point.
The problem about trying to knock them out, so that's where they find their problems there. So the commanders are told to use their mobility and their speed, and one of the great things about the Panzer divisions from the German
infantry support research completed.
That sense of they are using this battle
enemy
like
forces
a
are converging
the
on a fuel
French
point.
military are looking like this as they're coming to it as if it's going to be a long distance run. And everything that goes on is the German military are getting inside that decision-making process of the French army. So tanks like this, again, already by May of 1940, they're looking a little bit smaller than the other tanks that are there. The Germans are starting to get their Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs into service, now in better numbers. Actually, very quickly, the Panzer II is being outclassed and is starting to get relegated to other roles. But at that moment, this is one of those key vehicles that really,
one of our sectors is now in enemy hands.
In May of 1940, defeating that much bigger French, British, Belgium armies and those better tanks that were lined up against them. So that's a really great moment in history.
Crates of grenades are on
Now,
their
with
way
the
to us.
Panzer II, they carry on the development. So we've had A, B, and C models. D and E, they change
Enemy
the
movement
suspension
near
to
victory
portion bar.
point.
They don't make that many of them. And what ends up happening is some of those ones are used
Victory
components.
point
They're
is under
actually
attack.
withdrawn,
We must
and
act.
most of those are then converted into flamethrower tanks. They in turn aren't that successful, so many of those then
victory
get,
point has fallen into
go
enemy
back
control.
to the factories. And as a lot of
fuel point is being
Panzer IIs are
lost.
either rebuilt
Victory
or the
point
later models
now under
being
enemy
built,
control.
they're used for other roles rather than the piloted gun tank, as it were. So they start ending up being the chassis used for Vestas or self-propelled artillery. Some are
The enemy
used,
have taken
turrets are
territory
taken
from
off
us.
and they're used as ammunition carriers. And some of these Panzer II turrets you'll see are then reused as defensive positions on things like the Atlantic Wall, static positions, so they're being reused. They stop actually making the Panzer II in January of 1944, although you'll still see them being used in various capacities. They're used, they're relegated to other
We're
roles,
losing a
sometimes
territory point.
reconnaissance, sometimes
Enemy
internal
contact.
security duties. A lot of them are used for training. So their real moment comes early on in 1940, certainly in the invasion of Russia as well, but then you'll be seeing secondary roles rather than
We've lost control of the sector.
This particular model that I'm standing next to is again a later model. They start, they go for D and E, they then go on with F and a number of other models where they actually go back to the original
Defend our
suspension
victory
system.
point. We're
They
losing
thicken
it.
the armour, they slightly change the shape of the front. Again, if you look, there's plenty
Reports
of
of
books out
enemy
there where you can
movement near
follow
our
all the
victory
different
point.
modifications. Like so many German tanks, even within that model, there's a change goes on throughout.
Our territory is cut off from
And
supply.
again, on this one,
Reconnect with
even
it.
though this one was actually
your
sent
feet.
out,
Let's
it's
go.
built in
Keep up your
1942.
feet. Do it.
It's
Secure
sent
that
out to
victory
North
point
Africa
is under
and
enemy
captured
control
in
now.
Tunisia, brought back
all
for
here, sir.
evaluation here.
Area
As an
secure.
F model, there's some little details that are always interesting to look at.
A victory
One of the
point is
things
under
they
attack.
picked up
We
on
must act.
was the idea that you, if you haven't got the weapon to penetrate armour, you
we're
tend
taking
to
it from 'em.
aim for what you know are going to be vulnerable points. In other words, vision slits,
Hey, you got a
the
job?
sighting
Enemy
systems,
movement near a
etc.
victory
So
point.
some of the early Panzer II had a little dummy turret on top of the turret.
Come
That was
Contact.
to look
Capture
like
point is
that's
being
where
overrun.
the sight was for the gun. In fact, the sights for the main weapons always been in the middle of the mantlet. And on
They've
this one,
captured
what
a
they did
victory
with the F
point.
model, they've actually put on the other side of the driver another dummy vision port with
We're
the
losing
idea
a
that
fuel
people might
point.
shoot at that rather than the actual place where the real driver's looking out. And he's got his optics there as well.
Secure
You
it.
can see
Well
as well
done,
a
boys.
periscopic
Commander,
system
the
in
enemy
there.
holds all victory
So on the
points.
vehicle, by this stage, they've got up to about 35 millimetres of armour protection on the front, so it's much, much thicker.
Don't let 'em get in
For
our
the
way.
L model of the Panzer II, and we'll talk about that
munitions
one probably
point
as
is
a
being
separate tank
attacked.
chat. That's a Luke's, which is a very
Hit 'em
different
with
model.
grenades.
It's really
Rear end
morphed into a
engage
completely
all
different
targets.
tank.
Watch
So
on back.
really
Push
this
it. Metal,
model
boys.
here
Motion
will
capture.
come
A
into the room.
strategic
There's
point
about
is being
500
claimed.
Fs made. That's the end of
Damn
the
it.
main production
Territory sector
of the
claimed by the
standard,
enemy.
as we call it, Panzer II
Word,
tank.
sir.
Son of a bitch.
So again, with this one, you can see there's a
Anti-tank
new
team on the
cupola
field.
on the top for the commander, so he's got all-round vision.
lost the territory sector.
Different bins, again, as you look along the sides there, you can see that they had things. The engine at the rear is traditional sort of transmission that you see in those earlier. Drivers in the front there that he can look around, and by this model they've now brought the radio operator to sit next to the driver, so he's up the front. Early models have got a different shape front chassis with a cutaway on the front there. So all in all, it does look a relatively small tank. It did have that enormous effect in 1940, which is its great place, as I mentioned, in history. And this particular model, even though it was captured in North Africa, to tell the story as we do in the museum here, we've actually painted in that pre-war two-tone camouflage scheme. So it sits in our 1940 section, although it's a bit of a cheat. This is actually a slightly later tank. But a really important vehicle, and again, one that we hope you find interesting as well.
Taking territory lost.
We're up,
We gotta get to that.
The enemy is stealing our munitions point.
Yeah, we're taking it from them.
Orders, come take it from them!
Assemble inside!
If you like these films,
We've been told,
please
plug in the
do
57 into
subscribe
place.
to the Tank Museum's YouTube channel, and if you can, please do support us on Patreon.
We have M29 Weasels ready to deploy.
Let's advance.
Engineers here! Out of the building!
Enemy movement near a victory point.
Where you want, driver?
Territory is falling into enemy hands. Victory point now under enemy control.
Get ready. Gary's got a nice little nest egg here. Let's take it. Fall in! Spread out on that
The
area.
sector's been overrun. It's theirs now.
What do you need? On your feet. Let's go. Rifles losing integrity.
Or cut through them!
Come to it, boys. Outside. Hurry. Grenades out.
Commander, we've lost a sector.
Fall back. Fall back. Go, go, go. Jesus H. Christ! Get up, pick up those feet, or so help me! Hold up on that thing! All right, men, stand by!
Being picked apart!
Fall in, squad! Cover him! That's a go, boys!
Give the order, sir.
Enemy, watch the gas.
He's dead, damn it! Leave him!
You have 3 command points available.
Boys! Relay him! It might get hot! Crowd's got us pegged!
Give it some gas!
Pull back!
Hang it low!
We're up, boys! Keep that formation tight!
We got orders!
Blueprints in! Get those guns ready.
How exactly are we supposed to
Listen up.
Mortar crew and tubes standing by.
The men will follow.
Get up! Move! Move! God damn it!
A victory point is under attack. We must act.
Advance the contact! Grenade! Move, goddammit! Into the building! Move! Pick up those feet, or so help me! Get out of here! Fall back! Crew under strike!
You need a fucking invitation! I'm hit!
Fool! We're already in combat here! That's up the two!
They captured a victory point.
God damn it, rifles! Shift those asses!
Be ready! Light up the sky!
We're up! Follow me! Here we go!
What? Take down that flag! Quickly now! Pull it! Let's go! Enemy point needs to be neutralized!
Get those guns
Enemy in control of all victory points.
All right, move! Watch your flanks!
Crowds have taken the lead.
Come on, let's get there. He's got a nice little
Got
nest egg.
somewhere to be! Fire!
M1918 automatic rifles will be distributed imminently.
Engage on sight!
18
Don't
crews
rush
All
your
right, boys,
shots!
we're falling back.
Take that territory! Make them pay for it!
It's gotta be field promotion!
Secure the area!
We're up, boys. Let's advance. 57 mil on the line!
Sir, yeah, come on! Shake a leg!
Area secured.
Captain, at the
In
spearhead.
contact.
Time to earn your pay.
Move your ass. Go!
Captain, it's as good as done.
That's a go. Keep moving. Up to it. Secure that position.
Change the new coordinates.
Say the word, sir. On our way, sir. Liberating the objective.
Let's go! I want eyes everywhere!
VARs have been distributed to our riflemen.
Ready for deployment, sir.
We're locked and loaded. Finally, a little firepower.
Get to it. Come on, let's get this show on. Crowd infantry. Under fire.
Shield on sight. We don't want to
We got cover off on his position! Barrage
Hold back,
request! Taking losses!
A captain and his retinue have been reported killed in action. victory point. We're losing it.
Barrage complete! Good effect on target!
Weapon guns, move out. Stay together.
Commander, our anti-tank defenses are failing.
You men, get ready.
Look sharp. Once we capture that point, be ready for any counterattack.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Go!
Rifleman down. No survivors. Victory point is under enemy control now.
Point secure. Keep alert. We're up, boys.
Territory is being contested. Barracks taking fire. Sector lost. No contact.
P-47 ready to ruin Jerry's day.
Engineers have been reinforced.
Straight for target, dead ahead.
Make a decision. They pushed us off a sector.
We gotta move. Spread out on that area and hold it. Pull in, squad! Orders incoming!
Prep your gear.
Well, Jerry's got a nice little nest egg here. Let's take it. What are you? Liberating the objective.
Engineered seizing location.
57 needs orders. Boys away, on your feet. Yeah, we're taking
A
it.
victory point is under attack. We must
Get
act.
it done. Liberating the objective.
You name it, we'll capture it.
Victory points are in our favor, Commander.
Take a leg. LMG up front. Jerry's got a nice little nest egg here. Let's take it.
It's off.
57 needs orders. 57 needs... Let's break them down and move.
Break it down. Make ready.
Fall back! Get the hell out of here!
A victory.
Orders just
Recruits
came
are
down.
on the line.
Shake a leg, fellas.
P-47 airborne and ready.
Liberating the objective.
We've been told where we're needed. Get those guns ready. Orders just came in.
Damn it! That's it.
You want size?
Capture that
Enemy
area.
activity near our munitions point.
Pick up those feet. Relay help me. Taking it personally. How the hell did you make basic?
99 fighters here.
Get on that point. Leave him.
A fuel point is being lost.
SOP, boys. Straight that target.
Pull in, squad.
Orders coming down the pipe.
Position. Cover him.
Hands out of your
Pull back, goddammit. Move.
Orders coming in.
Boys are here. Ready up.
One of our munitions. Commander, we have Sherman whiz-bangs available to hammer the enemy.
Get on him. You don't got it.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
Heavy losses!
Push it. Grenade. What now?
They've taken our victory point.
combat. Just fix what you can.
That's the signal! Flare up! Stop here.
Repaired. Don't push your luck.
Sir, hands down!
57 needs order. Now exactly where we're supposed to stay.
The enemy is winning this fight.
Load coming through. Priest engineers head on that ground. Take it from them.
Ready for the... Jerry's got a nice little nest egg.
Skies are clear. Ready for orders.
Behind this.
Order just came.
The enemy holds all victory points.
Square your kit. Make Private, keep that bar
Let's
closed.
get to it, fellas.
The enemy is moving on our strategic point.
Sherman whiz-bang.
Rifle, we must pull this back. We're down to 300 points.
Come on. Tank is chewing us up. Well, get it done.
Oh, territory lost.
Engineers here.
Go to it, boys. Fight. Come on. You ain't got all day. That's a go, boys.
Taking hits!
Let's go. Hit contact. Snap to it. Taking losses. Get out of here. Fall back. Take that damn ground.
What's up?
Retreat. Back to
Enemy forces are converging on a fuel point.
Grenade out. Right. Liberating the objective.
out, boys. We got somewhere to be.
We capture. They'll want it
Back
back.
it up and move.
Weapon crew.
Name it. Capture
You're with me.
territory!
We have vehicles ready to be dispatched to the front.
Boys are waiting. All right. Let's move like we got a purpose.
on my mark!
Make it loud.
Rocket artillery on standby! What do you need?
We've lost control of a sector.
Barrage point! Get on with it! God damn it, rifles! Got orders, boys. Follow me. Take your mags. Just focus on firing.
Under fire! Hit it! Full speed, boys!
Reload! Here!
Flares will light up the battlefield at your command.
Move out. Cover up on the ground. Advance to contact. Snap to it. That's a go, boys! Rifles losing integrity! We just got promoted!
Safe behind this.
Enemy tank is cutting us up! Pull in, squad! Fall back! Fall back! Go, go, go!
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
Grab the trail! Hold this thing! All right, men, stand by!
Krauts are securing our capture point.
Front and center. Weapon room! Come on! There's the my team's getting ripped up! All in, set down! Taking losses! Get the word! Kill some crowd!
300 points remaining for the Germans.
Man down! Oh, God damn it! Relay orders! Drop those kraut bastards! Enemy tank! Stand clear! That's an affirmative! Enemy tank is coming up! Boys! Move! Get your ass on that AT! Get out of here! Fall back! Work to do! All right, men, stand by! Onto the AT gun! Move it!
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
On the field. We're taking it from them. Location secured.
Ready? Fall back! Move it!
57 needs orders. Break it down. We gotta move. 57 needs orders. AT. And now we
Victory point now under enemy control.
back to full strength.
Move
Ready
out!
for action.
Cover up on the Browning.
SSF commandos are available to deploy, Commander.
Orders just came in.
Loaded. Let's get moving. Stay low.
Where's going here?
The battle is in our favor.
Sir. Come on.
We've dropped the enemy to 250 points.
Get on it, fella. All right, boys. Advance and stay
You heard the man. Set up the base.
Eager to lead the men to battle.
Sure.
Fresh boots.
We're two. Time to roll. Point shift. Back us up, driver. Carefully.
A victory point has fallen into enemy control.
We're all ears, sir.
Fire off the flare, boys.
Captain here. What have you got? We're locked in. Liberating the objective.
Looks like we got a mission. The men will follow my lead.
Set a runner.
That's it. Point's ours.
We're ready to go, sir.
A victory point is under attack. We must act.
What do you need? Square your kid. All right. Let's get that point taken up. Jump to it, boy. Take that damn ground. Officer, up to it, ladies. Hold that shit. One more time.
They've taken our victory point.
Get up. Get on that point. Get down. All right, men. Stand by.
We've lost a squad of riflemen at the front.
Get back and shoot me.
Our opponent has all victory points under their control. Act now!
Jump to it, boys. Toss him a pineapple. Boy, is Jerry pissed about it.
Taking losses.
Up to it. Fall back, goddammit.
We're losing our capture point.
Grind those gears. Go and move. He's in.
Quick, huh? Captain at the spearhead. The men will follow my lead.
Whizbang on the line.
Back to full strength.
Order crew. Run.
Sector gone. We must take it back.
New position. Get out. Get your gear ready.
Take their sector. Nice and quiet.
We're down to 200 points.
All right. They want us up front.
Boys are waiting. Liberating the objective.
Fall back by teams.
Enemy crew standing by.
New recruits in. Rifles reinforced.
Break it down and move up.
You men, get ready. Jerry's got a nice little nest egg here. Let's take it.
We've been told where we're needed. Locking the 57 into place. Get ready to kick
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
Ready for deployment, sir.
We're moving out, fellas.
Squad is at full complement. Crowds are holding ground we need. We're gonna take it from them.
Say the words. On your feet.
We're losing a fuel point. They've captured a victory point.
Rifle squad. Yeah, we're taking it from them.
Indirect fire crew ready for go.
Look alive, boys. We're up.
Can't stand around all day. Liberate that sector. We need it.
The sector's been overrun. It's theirs now.
Time to earn your... Let's secure that. All right, fellas, we're falling back. Target secure.
Orders, we gotta capture and hold that ground.
Squad marked. Ready.
You have command points ready to spend.
Ready for duty!
In contact.
Secure that ground! God, this is a fucking shit!
Deploying engineers now.
We got the world. Come on! Look the line!
Relay orders!
Captain here. Shake a leg. Move it.
We're up, boys.
Private, keep that
Not
forward.
being alive!
We got the tool. We'll fix her up.
Good as new.
Pull in, squad!
AT guns. Move out.
Commander, we're losing enemy movement near a victory point.
Be ready.
That's us, boys.
Let's head out, boys.
Stay down,
Get together.
boys. They're in the open.
Get on with it!
Fire down. Keep low.
CO,
Orders coming down.
one of our sectors is... Victory point is under enemy control now.
Go, boys. Get us out of here.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Now. 57 mil on the line.
Get your ass up! We gotta move!
Grab the drone.
Don't hesitate.
Fall back.
Fight!
Go, go, go. 50 push. Dead ahead. 57. Come on. Look alive.
Victory point now under enemy control.
Break out the repair kit. We've got this.
Orders coming down the pipe.
What's the hold up? Let's go.
Square!
Point out. We're moving to secure a position.
Commander, we're... This is bad! All victory points are under enemy control!
Research, stand to.
Shake a leg. LMG up front. Crowds are taking it personally. That's a go, boys. AT crew
Concentrate your fire!
Eyes everywhere.
Captain here. What have you got?
They pushed us off a sector.
Kingston, right control time.
It's nothing they can
Weapon jam under heavy fire! Stand by. 57 mil on the line.
Orders in. Let's make it happen.
What's the op?
Relay order. Oh, goddammit! Hands up! Displace! Find cover! Picking up new position! Hold it! Spread out on that area and hold it. These fuckers!
Retake the field. Assault operation. 100 points remain. We're cutting it close.
Boys! Stand down! That's a go, boys! Crack tank is chewing us up! Panzer! Displace! Find cover! Rifle's losing integrity!
Another man down!
Jump to it, boys!
Come on, come on!
What? Enemy tank! Panzer! Fire and move!
Enemy territory.
Why?
Snap to it! Go!
Get on it! God damn it! Rifles!
push
Ship
up to
those
the target.
asses!
Move
Take
your
it!
asses.
Only 75 points left for us. Here we go.
Get ready to come on!
Location cap.
Fall back! Break contact! Ready for deployment, sir.
Keep an eye out for crowds.
Liberating the objective.
Enemy activity near our munitions point.
Fire crew ready for go.
Let's get
Sector
to it, fellas.
lost.
Crowds are
No
open now.
contact.
Let's go.
Say the word, sir. Double time, soldiers.
Back us up.
Back those weapons. Orders coming in.
57 needs orders.
Squad of SSF commandos has taken to the field.
Eager to... All right, fellas, on me. Keep it orderly.
57 needs orders.
Back those weapons. Orders
Okay,
coming
let's
in.
crank her up.
Rest time's over. Let's move
Point at
out.
the enemy. Let's move out. Get to work.
Fire and move!
Weapon
Keep that
crew.
bar going! Here with me.
We got the tool. Quit lagging behind.
Get us a clear line of fire.
We've been told wherever and they plugging the 57 into place.
Spotted us!
57 mil on the line!
Let's get rolling, boys.
Get the wounded out of there. Down to only 50 points.
On the move! Reversing fire! All right, move! Watch your flank! Fire and move! Keep that bar going! Fancy contact! Get to it!
Anti-tank gun is out of action.
Destroy! And you don't got any rifles for this? Why?
Engineer squad has been killed.
Get your ass on that AT gun! Get to it! Onto the
Just lost our Greyhound.
Whiz bang here. This one comes from the top.
Get out of here! Fall back! What?
The ability is ready for use.
We gotta fall back!
Hulk is raiding the lines. Take them by surprise.
We've lost an answer. They've captured a victory point.
Fall back! Officer,
One of our mortar teams has taken casualties.
You son of a bitch! Orders coming! Raring to go.
It'll be our push.
We have territory under attack. We have infantry standing by, Commander.
What's the mission? Target captured!
Our barracks are under attack.
Let's cut through them! Standing back!
Back to CP!
God damn it, a captain's been killed. Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
He's dead! Stand ready! We're out of here!
We're locked and loaded. We're ready to go, sir. Move out! Follow me! Heavy losses!
They've taken our victory point.